We said a few weeks ago that Fantastic Four First Steps is a top 10 MCU movie. Now, going through this list, I'll tell you right now, it's not.
All right.
I see a lot of chatter too about this. How is Punisher going to work in PG? How is Punisher going to work with Spider-Man? This and that. Do you know where the Punisher made his first appearance in the comic books, Adrian? The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 129. So this is not something new. We're not crime fighters.
Correct.
Because we're not 20 years old, bro.
Or 30.
Or 30. But we can fight crime online. Things like when Variety puts out one of the dumbest fucking lists you've ever seen in your life, right? We're gonna rectify that.
Those kind of things.
To build out this story to Secret Wars, in my opinion, Fantastic Four, they are a necessity.
Absolutely.
You know, it's bad enough you got the Iron Man helmet. We don't have a fucking Iron Man because they killed him off, right? We don't have a T'Challa because they didn't recast the character.
Correct.
So whether this movie was the most successful or the least successful, these characters to me need to be a part of the story. You can no longer say that DC is better than Marvel with their animation.
That is correct.
I think Marvel took the crown, dude.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yep. Same thing. They're right behind them. First of all, the Spider-Verse movies are some of the, in my opinion,
that's top tier.
They don't have an animated movie that's anywhere close to as good as either one of the Spider-Verse movies.
Nope.
The first Avengers is better than Endgame. All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is, dude.
Yeah.
We're running out of space on this table, though.
Right? That's all right.
Sorry, dude. You got a fucking Iron Man helmet. I almost said Ironheart.
Right.
God, Iron Man helmet over there.
Yes, sir.
Dude, we got Cap representing in the back. We got Tony's heart right there. The test right there. Where I think we're still missing a few key items, though.
Like
we can get an Infinity Gauntlet.
You
We'll
do
probably
that.
put that somewhere, right? Maybe an actual web shooter. I don't know. So shooting
right,
webs at each other. You
why
know,
not?
if I don't like your opinion, I just shoot you with a web, vice versa. You know, we could get into that. Or not. But I know we are going to. We have a lot to get into this week. There's two. We are named. We're superheroes, Adrian.
Okay.
You and I, right? You are Silver Fox.
Yes.
I am the Unaliver, right? But we're not. We established this last week. We're not crime fighters.
Correct.
Because we're not 20 years old, bro.
Or 30.
Or 30.
Right.
Like, I got 1 year left of my 30. We can't be out there fighting crime.
That's right.
But we can fight crime online, right? Like online crime. Things like when Variety puts out one of the dumbest fucking lists you've ever seen in your life, right? We're going to rectify that.
Those kind of things.
Those
yes.
things, right? Also, we also fill requests, right? You have a hidden gem segment today where you're going to dig into. A lot of times it's a fan request. We'll find out. But someone requested a few weeks back Weapon X program as a hidden gem. And I know you have like stacks of hidden gems of people that have requested things. So I didn't want to throw another one on top of there. And I figured, why not do a deep dive into the Weapon X?
Sure.
I also think that's even, here we go, we're doing this already. I think that's even bigger than a hidden gem segment too, because there's so much to Weapon X.
Right. There's multiple people, quite a few characters involved.
Yep.
Matter of fact, one of the hidden gem tonight was involved in Weapon X.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah,
we're
look at
just
that.
So connected. It was
Right?
like we're like Cerebro here, you know? So, but dude, we got a lot in store this week. A little different this week. Less news than usual.
Okay.
We're coming off of these two movies, Fantastic Four, Superman. So not a lot of news from that standpoint, but there has been a lot of Spider-Man talk in the past week. So Brand New Day is filming right now. And now someone corrected me before. I'm probably going to fuck it up again. Glasgow, Scotland? Glasgow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, Glasgow.
Glasgow.
I don't know, man. I'm not Scottish, mate, you know? But anyways, they're filming in Glasgow. Glasgow, like you go there. I get it. It's making sense. So they're filming Spider-Man Brand New Day there. We saw the suit reveal last week, right?
Okay.
There's also some footage we're going to get into in a little bit. There is some set footage, and we got a little sneak peek at the swinging in this movie. So a little more on that in a little bit. Punisher is filming right now in New York for that one-off special for Disney Plus. So they're in that phase now. They gave us a lot to eat in July. We went over this last week, everything that's coming up next. And now they're kind of getting prepared. So we got some news we'll get into in a minute. But the first piece of news is Fantastic Four related. This movie, it started off pretty solid in the box office, and then it kind of tailed off a little bit, dude. So, but this past week it passed 200 million domestically.
Okay.
But the thing that's important here is, just like a few weeks ago, everybody has opinions, Adrian.
Of course.
I've heard they're like assholes. You ever heard that?
I have.
Yeah, so opinions are like assholes. And this movie, or the only opinion that really matters about this movie, I think, is Disney, Bob Iger, the people writing the checks.
Sure.
Because if you and I think they should make more, well, we're just two fucking people.
Right.
If a bunch of ABCs online say they shouldn't make more, they're just a bunch of ABCs.
Correct.
Bob Iger, he's the top guy in charge. He's the one that, is going to stroke the check, give it the approval. Yeah. He said during an earnings call this past week, were you on this earnings call?
No, I was not.
You were on the earnings call?
No.
Okay. I wasn't on the earnings call either. So, but there were some people were, and there's some news here. And what he said is it's still, he said, we continue to be focused on creating new IP. Obviously, that's of great value to us long-term, but we also know the popularity of our oldest IP remains significant, and opportunities to either produce sequels or convert, yada. He went on this long old, but basically what he said in a nutshell was that Fantastic Four had successfully launched this important franchise into the MCU. So regardless of the box office results or not, Bob realizes that this is an important franchise.
Sure.
Okay. You feel that way?
I absolutely. Like, again, we talked about platters and hors d'oeuvres last week. This is an hors d'oeuvre on the platter that is the Marvel Universe.
Got it. And to build out this story to Secret Wars, in my opinion, Fantastic Four, they're a necessity.
Absolutely.
It's bad enough you got the Iron Man helmet. We don't have a fucking Iron Man because they killed him off, right? We don't have a T'Challa because they didn't recast the character.
Correct.
So whether this movie was the most successful or the least successful, these characters to me need to be a part of this story.
Absolutely. And they're also pivotal in things like I think we'll see Galactus again. We'll see Charlotte Ball as Silver Surfer again.
Yep.
And then you got to have that whole intro to the current universe.
Right.
So, and the Fantastic Four, when it comes to Marvel, is completely integral to what Marvel is. You got the three major teams, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers, right? And then you got, some key players, Spider-Man, the Hulk. And these are people outside of the teams. I mean, there's many, many others, but when you start thinking about, individuals and teams, you almost can't not include the Fantastic Four as a team component.
Right, absolutely. I mean, they were the first Marvel family. Right. And the other piece is, if they're adapting these stories, now we all know they're not going to be exactly like the comics, but to your point, they are integral. I mean, the whole Secret Wars build-up, a lot of it has to do in the comics with Reed Richards.
Sure.
Him being the one to basically terminate in these universes. Do we? So two things. Number one, should there be a big part of Doomsday and Secret Wars? I say yes.
Sure. Should
we see a sequel to Fantastic Four?
Absolutely.
Should we see that before these Avengers movies or after? Or in between? 3 options.
Before the Avengers?
Yeah, before Doomsday.
Yeah.
In between Doomsday and Secret Wars, or after Secret Wars?
We definitely need to see him before Secret Wars.
Okay.
Because I don't think people understand the importance of Reed in the Secret Wars. I don't think it has to show up before Doomsday.
Okay.
But definitely before Secret Wars.
Got it. It is now one of the complaints that I heard about Fantastic Four First Steps is the lack of Doctor Doom. Now we're past spoiler territory, right? All 12 of us that saw the movie, we saw it. No one else is probably going to go see it. But there is a post-credit scene where Doom shows up. I think the Russos did confirm, or Vanessa Kirby confirmed this, that it was actually Robert Downey Jr., it wasn't a stand-in.
Mm-hmm.
We see no face. We see the mask. We see him interact with Franklin. Screen goes black.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this movie suffered from not having Doctor Doom actually in the movie?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
He wasn't missed to you?
No. Because a lot of people don't even know really who the Fantastic Four is.
Okay.
So they didn't do a deep dive, and I've had people come to me, hey, you know, I didn't really get it. There was no history. I'm like, well, go watch the other. Unfortunately, go and watch the other 3 shitty versions of the Fantastic Four, and you'll get a history of them.
Correct.
But this movie didn't require, because you got to go into something else, and you got to do it relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I'm thinking about this. Maybe we should see another Fantastic Four before Doomsday, so that people can understand the relationship between Doom and the Fantastic Four. Then get into Secret Wars.
Right. Because that is, I would partly, I don't think it like ruined the movie. Like I really enjoyed this movie.
Sure.
But I'd be lying if I would say it wouldn't have been better with Doom in it in some way, shape, or form.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be better, but I'm saying at the same time I didn't miss him.
Yes.
Because this was about introducing this new Fantastic Four, this family, their dynamic.
Right.
I mean, because you've actually done a lot. You've introduced the new Fantastic Four. You've introduced a new Galactus. You've introduced a new Silver Surfer. You did a good job of making all that stuff happen. You introduced Mole Man.
Yep.
And so now you're going to introduce another giant component. I think that's a lot.
Okay.
So I think what they did was set the foundation, and then in the next one, they can create the dynamic between Doom and the Fantastic Four, which gives people a little bit more exposure to the Fantastic Four, introduce the Doom, then we move into Secret Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Doomsday.
Doomsday. Yeah, it would be cool to see another Fantastic Four movie before Doomsday. Now, do I think we'll get it? No. Now, what we could, what they could do is use Doomsday as a way to tell that story, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm looking ahead. I'm thinking, if Doomsday is this saga's Infinity War, it should be a Doom movie. Meaning, like, if I asked you who was the main character of Infinity War, what would you say?
Infinity War?
Yep.
What's his face? The fathead dude.
Thanos.
Yeah. Thanos.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he was the villain, but that was his movie. For the most part.
Yes. He was, I won't say it's his movie. It was basically, I mean, they did a very good job of giving everybody good screen time. So I wouldn't say, it wasn't like in Echo, Kingpin, right? That was a Kingpin movie.
Correct.
So I think in that movie, they gave everybody good enough. So it wasn't a Thanos movie.
Okay.
But they do need a Doom movie, just like they had a Fantastic Four movie, but they had the Silver Surfer and Galactus in it.
Correct.
So,
yes, I agree they give everyone equal or a good amount of screen time, but I feel like they were telling the Thanos story, right? Like, it's centered around him. So leads me to believe, if we're I'm just looking at patterns, Adrian. We got 2 Avengers movies. We had 2 in the past. The first one, Infinity War. If Doomsday is this saga's Infinity War, it's named Doomsday. So it's I got a little bit of insider information here, right? It's named Doomsday, so I'm assuming Dr. Doom's going to get the Thanos treatment in that movie, which gives them the time to flesh out this Reed Doom dynamic. Like, we should see some of that in that movie.
You should always. You almost can't have Doom anyway. Even though Doom is as powerful as he is, you have to have some kind of reference to, you don't have to, I guess. But it would kind of make sense. You just can't have Doom show up in a movie all by himself, never, ever, ever having shown the Fantastic Four.
Right.
That kind of wouldn't make sense. Now, if there's later on, if you do it like early on, Fantastic Four, and then the rest of it is Doom, I'm cool with that. If you do a Doom movie after that interaction, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you can't reintroduce. It's almost like if you came up with Galactus and there was no Fantastic Four. It would, to me, it would be kind of the same thing.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a little odd. It's funny you mentioned going back and watching these Fantastic Four movies, which, holy shit, they're bad. I mean, they're pretty fucking bad, let's be honest. But they're bad, but they're not like Madam Web bad, okay?
Yes.
Because there are some redeemable qualities in these movies. Chris Evans as Human Torch, I'm a big fan of.
Right.
Julian McMahon is Doom. So, like, we've had one Doom on screen before. Well, two if you count that atrocity in the third movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? The emo kid, got bullied in school and turned into Doom, and he's still emo. I was just, God, that was horrible. But Julian McMahon's version was not horrible.
No.
I think you actually, we did one, Did You Cook? You said he cooked, right?
I did. The first couple of Fantastic Four movies and the first Doom, I like those actors.
Okay.
Except for the guy that played Thing. He was great in The Shield.
Yeah.
But it was just because Thing is a massive.
Yeah, the practical
character.
suit did not work.
Right. I mean, this dude looked like he was like 5'4" or something.
Dude, and there were people complaining about Thing in the new movie, the size of Thing. Like, he's so much bigger than that. I'm like, you might be right, but did you not remember the fucking mini Thing we had in the first couple movies? Right. Holy shit.
There was like in Wolverine and Deadpool, where like the mini Wolverine jumped off the stool and shit. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was almost.
I don't know, dude. It was pretty damn close. With AI, someone should make an edit of that. Like the new Thing walking in and then the Thing from the first movie jumping off the stool. That's just, if you do it, just tag us because you'll get a lot of views. You'll go viral, and then then you'll be able to sign up for other stuff.
Yeah, right. And other people to steal your shit. It's this whole circle of life.
Yep. But hey, shout out to all the interns out there.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get into some comments a little bit later. So another thing I wanted to talk about was the Punisher. So the Punisher, who I'm a huge fan of John Bernthal's Punisher.
Yep.
I saw the craziest comment on YouTube this past week. No lie. Like, and we've been doing this for a couple years now. I've seen some stupidity on there, right? Last week I said I was going to try to de-stupefy everyone. This one, I don't think there's any hope for this guy. Actually, his comment, he said that, I don't remember verbatim, but he basically said that John Bernthal was horrible at being the Punisher and they need to bring one of the ones from the old movies back. Like, now I know you tell me everyone can have an opinion, right?
Sure.
But in what world, dude, is John Bernthal not just amazing as the Punisher?
So sometimes when things like this come up, and I understand, you want to give everybody like equal whatever.
Well, I know you might.
But it's like some shit it's like I won't even bring up.
Yeah.
Because it's just stupid. It's beyond stupid.
Right.
It's like you hear a comment and you feel just dumber by hearing it.
Right.
So that's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, like there's no way. I know there's no universal truth out there, but things like that, no one should. That person should be checked. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, but then again, that person does have his or her own opinion.
True.
Just like we have our own opinion,
which we're right. So, anyways, that's the rule here on Only Comics. Someone's like, so your opinion matters, and no. Yes, on this show, it's our opinion. Yes, 100%. It's like Judge Judy,
Right. Our opinion matters, but we'll hear yours.
Yes, we'll listen to it, maybe. All right, but John Bernthal is the Punisher, big fan of. We know that he is confirmed for Spiderman Brand New Day. Now, when people first hear that, I see a lot of chatter too about this. How is Punisher going to work in PG? How is Punisher going to work with Spider-Man? This and that. Do you know where the Punisher made his first appearance in the comic books, Adrian? The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 129. So this is not something new.
Right.
It's kind of like, the Galactus thing. Well, he's weak and he's fight. That's not something new, dude. Galactus is usually interacting with the Fantastic Four when he's weak.
You're weak too when you're hungry.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
He ain't coming outside when he's full, dude. He's chilling, Like, it's.
I mean, he's popping a button in a pocket universe somewhere.
Right.
You know, just having fed. But when he's on a hunt, because he's hungry.
Yeah. And in the comics, we established this last week, usually the Fantastic Four finds a way to either defeat or, you know, prolong or get away from Galactus. Like, he doesn't normally win.
Right.
Right? So my point is, yes, Punisher, the show, Punisher and Daredevil, very R-rated, very, you know, kill everybody in sight. I got it. How is it going to work in Spider-Man? Dude, I PG-13 also isn't G-rated. You can get away with some shit. Like, in the Batman's a perfect example. There's scenes of a serial killer murdering people.
Right.
They just did use creative ways to shoot it. So you're not seeing blood splatter everywhere.
Right.
But when the camera goes out of focus and the guy's screaming, you know what's happening.
Right. Or you see the reaction of another person observing what you was about to see. Somebody coming up with an axe and they're getting ready to swing, and then you see somebody else looking at this and they're crying and puking and stuff. You kind of know what's going on.
Absolutely. So is there any doubt in your mind that the Punisher will work in this Brand New Day movie?
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I think we're in for a treat, to be honest. You know, like I said, we ate this July. I think next July, we're going to eat just as well.
Sure.
With this movie. You got your girl Spider-Girl, dude, coming out next July, too.
Really?
Yeah, Woman of Tomorrow, dude. I mean, Supergirl, my bad.
Oh.
I got you all excited for nothing.
I'm like, but I thought it was like a, you know, you said Spider Girl. I'm like, maybe you're talking about Spider Woman, which is the correct term. But no, you're talking about Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl. Yeah, but Punisher, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I think that's gonna work. I wanted it to show you something, Adrian. So there were some set photos. So right now, I mentioned earlier in Glasgow. Got it right this time, right? In Glasgow.
Well. Glasgow, maybe.
So, okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably Glasgow.
Y'all need to let us know. We do have fans in Scotland.
Sure.
We found a few. You know, we're our worldwide reach. So please let me know if I'm butchering the name of your city. But anyways, over there, okay, Spider-Man's being filmed. And Glasgow is doubling as New York City. And then in New York City right now, Punisher is filming. Now, they could be filming for the same movie. They could be filming for their own separate projects, right? Because Punisher's in there. We saw the Spider-Man suit. Adrian, check this out, dude. This is the Punisher suit from the new movie. What do you think about that look, dude?
He looks jacked.
He does. Looks jacked. I love how pronounced the skull is now.
Yep.
Because it was kind of like, you know, subtle, I guess, in the show. But I'm liking the look, dude. So hopefully this is his look for both. Now, I don't know when this presentation comes out, this little one shot, but this could tie into Spider-Man.
Sure.
Maybe it gives us the reason why he's in Spider-Man.
Okay.
Now there's a lot of reasons why they should interact. Like we talked about this before here. You know, you have New York City. You got all kinds of superheroes in New York City.
Right.
Why don't we see them interact more?
I don't know.
Maybe they heard our cry, Adrian. They heard us ask.
Sure.
But it would make sense, like, these two are going to cross paths at some point.
Well, you also got to, I mean, the last season of Punisher, how that ended with him getting ready to go to war at the docks with Karen. And Karen's like, well, you can't do this like this. He's like, I need some friends or some shit like that. But if they're shooting separately, so some kind of way you got to bring those two together.
Yeah.
I mean, they just right across the pond. Jump on the SR-71.
Oh, there you go.
They'll be over there in a couple of minutes.
Yep, that's other stuff reference, by the way. I see you're pulling it all together, dude. Do you think there's any shot that we don't see Daredevil in this movie?
Punisher or Spider-Man? In
the Spider-Man movie.
That we do not?
Yeah. Like, what are the chances?
I won't say none, but I would probably say none.
None. We're not going to see him.
That we are not going to see Daredevil and Spider-Man.
So you think it's wishful thinking on my part, you know? What do we call it? We call that here. Where is it? You know? Fuck. Never mind. I lost my button here, Adrian. But I think we have to, dude. I just think now they've already been introduced, right? Matt Murdock was Spider-Man's lawyer in No Way Home.
Correct.
And Punisher being introduced into this, does that attract the attention of Daredevil?
Mm-hmm.
I would hope so. Here's the thing that sucks. Sometimes the actors, they lie to us, right?
Yeah, there's that.
Like Andrew Garfield, he says he's not in Spider-Man No Way Home, and he was there, right?
I mean, I'm surprised you keep bringing it up because that's your boy.
He is my boy.
Throwing him under the bus.
But he lied, bro. He fucking lied. Now, Vinny D, he says that Kingpin can't show up in a Spider-Man movie. He can't show up in an MCU movie because of the Sony rights.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why he's only been featured in shows. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to show up because deals can be worked out, right?
Sure.
How awesome, and maybe this is me just like, fan booking, we call it in WWE. How awesome would this movie be if we see Kingpin introduced as a Spider-Man villain?
That would be incredibly awesome.
Yeah.
Because again, you got these two movies and then they're playing with each other because the Kingpin, he's the mayor. He's going to put down the law about superpowers and superheroes and all this other kind of stuff, which Spider-Man and Daredevil, they're the most grounded. Then when you bring in the Defenders, right? So you got those cats. This is all street level shit.
Yeah.
You got a street hustler as a mayor. You got the street Spider-Man. You got the Punisher, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. So Jessica Jones. I mean, that would be just a nice Christmas movie.
Absolutely. Oh, a Christmas movie because it's like a Christmas present. Yeah,
exactly.
In July. Yeah,
sure. I'll take that too.
Christmas in July. I agree, Agent. If all that happens, we will be having Christmas in July.
Yeah, but I mean, one, they steal that idea from us.
Yes, of course. But I agree. Having Kingpin in there, having Daredevil, having Punisher, it's a lot for a movie. Well, who cares at this point?
I mean, come on. You had the Avengers,
Seriously.
movies and shit. I mean, you got like 300 characters in there.
Yep.
You can do 10.
Absolutely. Yeah, 10's no problem. And in the first comic, I was going to do comic moments this week, but I decided not to, Adrian. But in that first Punisher comic, or the first Spider-Man comic, Punisher is brought in by, this lizard face motherfucker, I forget his name, but to basically take out Spider-Man, right?
Okay.
And that's how they meet in the first place. And then in doing that, I mean, I'm definitely rushing through a lot of it, but Punisher realizes that Spider-Man's not a criminal that needs to be killed type shit. And but that was their first interaction. So he was being brought in to kind of take out Spider-Man. There's so many things they can do in this movie for these two to meet. It could be along those lines. Because Spider-Man also, now no one knows who Peter Parker is anymore, right? Spider-Man could be looked at as a vigilante. He has been in the comics, right?
Sure. Yep.
So does, Punisher get brought in for that? Who knows? Or what we've heard too is Scorpion's going to be in this street level thug, right? Does he attract the attention of Punisher, and Punisher wants to kill him, and Spider-Man ain't trying to kill nobody, he's trying to web him up.
Right. So is Jameson going to be in here and he's going to start his hate relationship all over again and shit?
Let's hope. Let's hope. Dude, I love J. Jameson. He's one of the most fun Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
And then of course, Superman tried to have to copy him. Well, I don't know what came from. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, moving on. So speaking of Spider-Man, in some of the Spider-Man movies, they've used practical swinging. Okay. Meaning like a guy's stuntman's outside yanking on ropes and shit, pretending he's swinging. In others, they've used the CGI swinging, where once that character starts swinging, it's all CGI.
Okay.
There looks like they're going the practical route with this movie, and it's got a lot of people excited, Adrian. So I got a little something for us to take a look at here. All right, check this out. This is the stuntman. He's driving down the streets of Glasgow. Maybe that's going to add to the whole round. Right. All right.
Cool.
Does the CGI swinging bother you in the movie?
Not at all.
No. There's some people get real upset about it. Like, the swinging's
Seriously?
so bad. It's so bad. Oh, yeah.
I can't think of a moment that maybe I was asleep. I can't think of a moment where I'm like, oh wow, that looks shitty. You know?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I definitely notice it, but I'm not a CGI snob either.
Yeah, but also at some point in the back of your mind, you got to think, man, this is not even real.
Right. It's a movie.
I mean, how realistic do you want it to be?
Correct.
You want to feel like, you can walk outside the movie theater and run into Spider-Man?
Maybe.
Fuck out of here.
But yeah, that doesn't bother me.
Right.
I don't think every piece of CGI is going to be perfect. Maybe because I'm older and I realized that back in the day, our CGI was atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of the early movies when they attempted this shit.
Absolutely.
It's called suspension of disbelief.
All right. And you seen it back when they used to like the was it stop clay animation?
Oh yeah, stop. Yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Yep.
Shit's crazy.
Or the backgrounds would be painted before the days of green screen, and we're just supposed to pretend like that's a real hill over there.
Right.
So I'm not excusing, there's sometimes it's really bad.
Sure.
But I'm not a nitpicker with CGI, dude. I can immerse myself in the movie, and even the worst CGI today is leaps and bounds better than what we had, 20 years ago.
Well, the thing about it is today, you got social media and immediate access to other people that, feel the same way you do.
Right.
And can bolster you up even though you might be a 2, but you think you're a 10. So, I just vomit out, whatever the hell I want to say, because I know I got 2 or 3 other people that's going to make me feel good about the dumb shit that I just said.
Are you alluding to the fact they might be full of shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
the short version of what I just said.
That's what I do, bro. I bring it home for everyone, But I do think that, there is this space online where people are trying to be famous, dude. They're trying to go viral. They're saying shit on your shit that's stupid, hoping that someone else likes it.
Sure.
Sure. But what they should know, bro, I ain't the one, because I don't have enough maturity, Adrian. I will go back and forth. I will embarrass you. It's what I do. I enjoy it, It's part of being the unaliver.
Okay.
It's it's just what I do. It's the least I can do. But I do think that it's just a little much. We all, at the end of the day, they're movies, they're fake. I'm gonna let some of that shit slide. But that being said, do I like that they're going practical swinging route? Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Sure. Well, I mean, it depends on what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually,
if it looks like that in the movie, you're gonna have a problem.
Correct. But remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen.
So speaking of Superman, Superman is on pace to pass, Adrian, Jurassic World Rebirth to become the 3rd highest grossing movie domestically. Now, it's not doing so well overseas because we talked about this last week too.
Superman or Jurassic Park?
Superman's not doing so. Jurassic Park, I would imagine, is doing amazing overseas. They love that shit, dude. Big fucking monsters eating everything.
Sure.
Those movies do well everywhere. But Superman did not do so well overseas. I think some markets straight up boycotted it because of the whole, the fact they just realized he's an alien and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, Superman is currently right around 550 million worldwide. Should hit about 600 million. So even worldwide, dude, not horrible.
Right.
I don't know that anyone expected this movie to do $1 billion, but first time around, Superman, first entry into the DCU, 600 million. If you're running DC Studios, are you mad at that?
I'm good with that.
Shit, absolutely. And I think
what was the budget? Do you know?
I think the budget was somewhere around 200.
Oh, that's a lot less than some other movies.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like three and
I
a
don't
quarter
think
or
so.
something like that.
I'll find out momentarily. But I think that, it's at least going to probably break even at the box office. But let's see, the budget, 225. Okay. And right now it's at about 560 worldwide. So it hits over 6. It's going to break even.
Sure.
And there's another piece too nowadays. It's not all about the box office number.
Right.
First of all, there's tons of merch. There's tons of shit. Superman shirt. I had a hat on last week. There's Superman deals at fucking Dairy Queen everywhere.
Right. So you got the merch, you got the licensing.
Yep.
And then I'm sure there's some right sharing somewhere.
Sure.
Then ultimately you're going to get to the streaming.
Exactly.
because they're going to do that pay pay streaming,
Yep.
For at least, a day and a half.
Yeah.
And then they'll open it up.
Sometimes a couple weeks. Like I think Thunderbolts has been on that You could buy it and rent it right now.
Sure.
But you can't watch it on Disney Plus yet.
Right.
So yeah, you got the initial box office run.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the streaming, pay on demand. And then when it hits streaming, what about the people that sign up just to watch this? What are the people that are paying each month? Like all of this plays into it. Then they'll look at the streaming numbers and determine, hey, everyone was on our platform because of this movie.
Right. I'm wondering at some point streaming dollars exceeds theater dollars. Because this is how I'm thinking. Superman just came out 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
And so all I got to do is wait 6 weeks. It'll be on some form of streaming, possibly. Let's call it aggressive, because anything less than 6 weeks is what? Straight to DVD?
Sure.
And so some people are going to pay because they don't want to pay $15 per head to get into the movies, then $35 for a box of popcorn, $18 for a Snickers bar, $17 for a vat of Coke, all this other kind of shit. So you go out to a movie, if you by yourself, you're probably around $60, right? That's a lot.
It's a lot, dude.
You taking your family to, depending on where you go, what you're doing.
Yep.
Or I can just calm down, wait a few weeks, and then I'll rent it or buy it. I can rent it for probably $18, $24, right? Watch it. Got 24 hours to do it in the comfort of my home with whatever beverage I decide to drink.
Right.
With my fucking DoorDash food, if that's what I want, or my steak and bacon, if that's what I want to do.
Sounding good, bro.
So, or if I really don't give a shit, I can wait a couple more weeks and just have it come in on the platform that I'm already renting. So I'm curious that if the streaming numbers, that pay-per-view streaming timeline, will people bite into that, and is that going to bite into the moviegoer money?
Dude, I think eventually it's going to change the way we view movie success. Like, think about music. Back in the day, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the only number that mattered were how many records sold. Correct. Right? Remember this?
Yep.
God, we went gold, went platinum the first week, but we went diamond. Yeah. Then streaming came out. What happened to physical sales when streaming came out?
Right.
They died.
Yep.
Right. Then they came up with record sale equivalent streaming numbers. So now when you hear, this album sold 1 million copies this week, or got 1 million streams, or went gold. It's not just based on what was sold in the store.
Sure.
There's an equivalent, like how many streams account for one record sale.
Correct.
They do the math and they come up with the gold, platinum, all that shit that way. So streaming numbers are probably 75, 80% of record sales numbers now. You're going to see the same thing happen with movies, I would assume, at some point.
Okay.
It's like cable ratings. They don't mean as much as they used to. So, and this is something that, like, wrestling fans for a while, for some reason, do people online, if they can point out that one of these forms of media is failing, it makes them feel good. Like, we talk about the box office numbers because we talk about everything that has to do with these movies.
Sure.
There's people online that are, like, excited that, it didn't do that well. Dude, that doesn't affect you. Like, if Superman does well or not financially, do you get paid?
No. I mean, But you got to understand, there are people out there that are sadistic, and their only job is to make sure that you don't succeed.
Right.
They will literally walk around. It's like a lion looking for food. They will walk around and find somebody whose life they can fuck up.
Right.
And go ham on them.
Yes.
For no reason whatsoever. But
yeah, I think that you care a little too much about the box. Like, you can't care more than Bob Iger cares about the box office numbers.
Right, because that's his job. He's getting paid for this shit.
Yep.
It's like, and I'm not trying to shit on fans of other stuff. But,
do it. No.
But if you are broke, but you got enough resources to know the stats of a baseball player and what he's fucking wearing, how much his jacket has on. You got on a $200 jersey, $200 hat, some Jordans. You probably some Jordans just came out with $300 or some shit.
Come on, $250, yeah, some of that.
Come on, dog. I mean, if you got time to do all of that stuff, to know all of that stuff, you can elevate yourself out of whatever situation you're in. Because unless you got something else going on, you shouldn't have time to be investing more in other people than you are yourself.
Yeah, like, dude, who cares? Unless you work for fucking Disney, why do you care that much about the box office?
Right.
But I know this whole streaming thing because I'm a big wrestling fan.
Sure. And
for a long time, when wrestling started being, bigger on social media than they were on TV, there's pockets of fans going, WWE's, they suck. Look at their cable ratings. Their cable ratings suck. Dude, now one of their shows is on Netflix. There's no more cable ratings.
Right.
It doesn't matter how many people were watching on their fucking cable TV box at 7 p.m. It matters about how many people stream. Also, they were they're definitely more focused with building out their YouTube channels and things like that.
Sure.
They would always, dude, this video got 1 million views. I don't need to sit there and watch all 3 hours of every damn show. I can go on YouTube and get the Reader's Digest version and still know what happened.
Right. It's almost like you're basing a movie success on how many rentals came out of Blockbuster.
Sure, yeah.
Well, now, and where's Blockbuster today?
Right.
Nowhere.
100%. Yep.
So things shift. I mean, and really you got to think about what's going to be the next shift away from streaming.
Right.
So that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're slowly shifting. I mean, Facebook was the shit at one point, right?
Yep.
Now it almost ain't shit.
Yeah.
So we're shifting not only from medium to medium, but within mediums. Right. I don't even know what's over Facebook now. Twitter, TikTok,
dude.
Whatever.
That's where we're at, bro. TikTok, where all of our fans are. Because we're on TikTok. That's why.
So why is TikTok more relevant or is it YouTube? Is it?
I think,
or is it just different?
I think YouTube, TikTok's a different animal, but I heard a stat recently that something about it was like some crazy percentage of the amount of people that their main source of viewing entertainment is on YouTube now.
Sure.
Over cable TV, over a lot of streaming sites, YouTube is where they consume most of their.
Sure. Because they get the clips, they get the mediums, they can get movies now if they want to.
Absolutely.
So I don't know.
But I do think that streaming is going to be more of a bigger deal. And that's why they can look at these movies that some of us that are using this old kind of scale to gauge them as success when people think they're failures because of the life of this movie's going to be on streaming forever.
Right.
People are going to go back. Even when Superman came out, they went back and watched that shitty ass Man of Steel movie. Absolutely. Numbers for that streaming thing was through the roof.
Right. That's why when a movie comes out, you start saying, when I start seeing one actor's a bunch of movies, like I log into Netflix and I see a bunch of Denzel Washington movies.
Yep.
Or you go into Showtime and you see one, it's like, is this person dying or dead or something? Right. What's going on? Yep. But typically there's a promo behind it. Like right now, you should see all the old Fantastic Four, the cartoons and out.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yep.
All the old Man of Steel, Superman. Then just loosely related Justice League kind of stuff. So it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Adrian, we're gonna wrap this up with a little thumbs up, thumbs down. I got a new shot here for you, dude. Look at this. Look at that. We're both on screen at the same time. Nice little blue background. We can see our thumbs up. So, all right, thumbs up, thumbs down. Number one, the Fantastic Four passes 200 million at the box office domestically. I give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
A little win for him,
right?
Yeah,
sure.
But more importantly, Bob Iger, president over there at Disney or whatever his title is, he says that he calls the Fantastic Four an important franchise for the MCU, which leads us to believe that it might lead to some more movies. So
absolutely,
I give that a thumbs up.
I agree with him.
The Punisher set photos revealed his new suit, dude. He's looking badass.
Yeah, does look good.
The black beard, slick back hair. He's ready to just fucking kill some people, or unalive them.
Right. Just continue to do what he does.
Yes, absolutely. So I give him a thumbs up. We saw some set footage of Spiderman Brand New Day. We've seen the suit reveal. We've seen the mask reveal.
Right.
And now we saw some practical swinging they're doing down the streets of Glasgow. I don't know. I give that a thumbs up, though.
Thumbs up. As long as they don't do that we don't see that in the movies.
You don't want to see the crane?
But again, no, I don't want to see the crane and the little red wagon flapping in the back with the fire in it. No, I don't want to see that.
It's kind of cool way to shoot, though. Like, they got my man hanging. They're driving down the street. You can see him pulling on the, what appears to be the web.
Sure.
And then he's got the bungee cords. It looks, I bet, a lot of fun, dude.
I'm sure it's exhausting.
Would you try it?
I would not. Actually, that reminds me of, so Disney, they actually have a swinging robot. This thing is awesome, dude. You should look that up. It's crazy. This thing is going like 100 miles an hour, and it lets go and flips over shit. It's pretty cool.
They should put that in the movie.
There you go.
Last but not least, Superman set to pass Jurassic World Rebirth and become the third highest grossing movie of 2025 domestically. Give that a thumbs up, dude.
Sure.
For all you that are really concerned about box office numbers out there.
Or concerned about Jurassic Park.
Yeah, well, obviously, I guess no one's concerned about Jurassic Park. So
right.
I haven't seen the new one, Rebirth.
Nor have I.
No.
Dude, I don't even think I've seen a full trailer.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I've seen full one either. I think I just skipped past it.
Right.
I kind of lost interest with Jurassic World right after the first Jurassic World movie. Like Jurassic Park, I love the first one.
Yeah.
Second one was okay-ish, and then I don't think I've seen any of the other ones. And then Jurassic World, the first one with Chris Pratt, when he debuts this technique here.
Right.
Just do this as much as I can. Every movie. But dude, the second one got it's just too out there, dude. It's just too much.
I know I've seen the first one. Yeah. After that, I don't know what I've seen. Dude, I mean, you gotta understand. I mean, I've seen so much content now. Right. It's just a blur.
Yeah.
It's like I'm low-key sitting on the timeline, just shit's just going by, dude.
So something else that came and went, Adrian, was Eyes of Wakanda.
Okay.
There was no promotion about this at all. Like literally, what's funny is there was more promotion about this months ago when we first heard about it, and then they completely stopped.
I didn't see any.
Maybe not promotion, probably more news. We talked about it here. We probably promoted it more than they did.
Right.
So I mean, hey, if y'all let us know, did you know this was coming? Like, cause we sure as fuck. I didn't know it was coming last week.
Right.
I knew they were working on it. I remember it being in some of these like teaser reels and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
But remember, I texted you last from yo, did you even know this shit came out?
Right.
It was 4 episodes. So I watched through all of this, as you did. What'd you think about the show?
My first thoughts were the art is odd.
Yes.
But you get kind of used to it.
Yeah.
It becomes a style thing. It wasn't cringy. It wasn't put offish, things like that, right? I didn't understand it immediately, but by the time you get halfway through the first one, you kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's about something over time. But then by the time I got to the second one, I'm like, this is gonna piss some people off. I mean, we can get into it whenever you want to, but it's just that. So I thought the concept was cool. It actually shows you how far back the Wakanda legacy goes, which is awesome. But it's gonna raise some eyebrows.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
I think the problem though is they would have to promote it so people could watch it to even raise the fucking eyebrows.
There's that.
Why do you think it's gonna raise some eyebrows?
All right, so if you got people, talking about, what they do and don't like and stuff, people get real upset when you contradict what they understand history to be.
Okay.
And specifically the history that they were taught or they understand.
Yes.
Right. So what you have is a race of Black people who has infiltrated every part of the world. They had one of their own steal some technology. Actually, first of all, they were already out in the world. Because remember, the reason that he was out there in the first place was because he was sent out as part of this special military team.
Yep.
Right? But when he went out with some of the Wakandan technology. So this Wakandan technology got dispersed around. Different artifacts ended up in different parts of the world, and they dispatched people to not only bring this guy back or kill him, which eventually happened, and or recover this missing Wakandan these missing Wakandan artifacts, because it was so advanced. Wakanda was so advanced. I mean, you look at Wakanda in Black Panther, you're like, holy shit, that's advanced. But they've been advanced for thousands of years.
Right.
So they didn't want these artifacts, which could be very easily turned into weapons, to be out into the world. So they, over centuries, they sent these people out to go and recover this stuff.
Yeah.
So like, you got a couple episodes where, like you got Achilles.
Yeah.
Right? With the Trojan thing and so on and so forth. So you got a Wakandan in there. He's going along with Achilles. And it's not about Achilles, it's about him recovering this artifact. Something happened between those two.
Right.
So people probably going to be upset about this. Why was he involved in that? So on and so forth. The first one is probably a pass for most people. That whole, when people see black on black crime, just the way they work, right?
They're like, that's how it's supposed to be right there.
Exactly. But when you start looking at other things, other components, he wasn't around Achilles. He shouldn't have been around Achilles, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You're going to be upset about that.
Sure.
Then you're going to get into the whole, I think it was the third one, a Wakandan in Asia.
Yes.
You literally wake up next to a Asian woman, right? He sneaks out and goes and gets the artifact and goes off. Matter of fact, he gets into an aircraft.
Right.
Back in, I think it was like the 1600s or something.
Yeah, dude, that was cool.
Right. So, and it wasn't like a Wright Brothers airplane.
No.
This thing has been sitting there for a minute because it's all covered in snow. It's small.
Yep.
He jumps into it. It lifts off and takes off, and this thing is moving. And you can see it gliding in, coming in, and they got the whole air control thing going on. So this thing is advanced back in those days.
And that was what, the third episode?
That was the third episode.
So the third episode was 1400 AD.
Okay. So think about that. You have think about Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Or Stargate. And you got these shuttles, these puddle jumpers. You got that level of aircraft back in the 1400s. I don't think people are going to like that. The idea that, black people had that technology back then. Then you get to Wakanda, and this thing is a metropolis.
Right.
I mean, all these little artifacts ain't shit compared to what. I mean, they got those artifacts in like a little museum and stuff.
Yeah.
But their city is running off of all of this other tech. So now you fast forward that to Black Panther, and then you understand why Wakanda is so advanced, why they can cloak their entire city, why they didn't want to be part of the mainstream, because they said specifically they would not be part of any of this stuff.
Right. The tech that we see in the modern day Black Panther movies, now knowing how deep this or how far back this technology goes, dude, that's basic shit to them.
Right.
That's like you and I driving a car.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, we've had this shit forever. This is nothing.
No, I think it's even worse than that, dude, because cars just, pretty much new on the block.
Yeah.
Well, not so new.
Okay,
that
like a bicycle.
I would go even further. I would say like a washcloth. I'm serious, dude. I think this technology back then to them was like a washcloth. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty basic.
Yeah.
Because of how far back. That's what shocked me the most of this was, the first episode was 1260 BC.
Right.
And then the second one was 1200. And then third one, what you're talking about, 1400 AD. And even the last one, 1896.
Right.
So still, few hundred years ago.
Right.
What episode did you like the most?
What episode did I like the most? See, the first one was about going out and getting the guy. The second one was
The Trojan War.
The Trojan War. I'd like the Trojan War, I think, second.
Yep.
And then probably the second one and the fourth one.
Okay.
So I would rank
2 and 4.
So I would rank 2, 4, 1, 3.
2 the best.
2 the best.
4 the second best.
Correct.
1 and then 3.
Correct.
Okay. I would same ranking, except I would put number 4 the best. That was my favorite one.
The axe.
Yes, because of the tie-in.
Right.
Right? Like the whole, you get the shot of Killmonger. That was cool.
Sure.
Because I think that was one thing, too, I was thinking the whole time is like, dude, this is all cool, but why?
Right.
What is this? Like, what is this for?
Mm-hmm.
You know? But at the end, I think it made it all came full circle.
And if people don't understand what happened was the axe. So not only are you looking at ancient Wakanda, right? But you're also getting a glimpse in the fourth one into the future of Wakanda.
Right.
And what happened to them as a result of one thing.
Yeah.
And that one thing was, so this Wakandan came back and she figured out that what was the thing that not broke their timeline. What was that thing that pivoted them into this destruction? Because pretty much the entire planet got destroyed. They were invaded and got destroyed, right? So what was that one thing? So it come to find out as they're going back and looking for these artifacts. In the third one, in the fourth one, they got this axe, but they had to go put it back because it was intended to be found. Because by Wakanda isolating themselves, they had so much advanced technology, they isolated themselves and they wouldn't get involved in, regular world events. When the world got invaded, they just left them to basically defend themselves.
Right.
But by the time they got to Wakanda, it wasn't enough Wakandans to defend them off, even though they had advanced tech. So by placing the axe back, regular people found this weapon and was able to, I guess, reproduce it or something. Or in other words, create a means by which they could defend themselves. And then the Wakandans came in on top of that to enhance their defense.
Right. Because the Black Panther, the last Panther, the one that came back in time, they did not put that axe out there in her timeline. No. Which is why basically that basically caused their ultimate demise.
Correct.
In the long run.
Yes.
I mean, we're not going to spoil it. Like I highly recommend watch this. Sure. I would assume based off the fact that no one's talking about it, most of y'all probably haven't seen. Like, let us know if you've watched this or not.
Sure.
Also, sometimes like people in the comments like, I apologize for leaving multiple comments. Bro, comment 100 fucking times. I don't care. We won't read every single one on here, but dude, comment. It helps us, number one.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we like to know y'all thoughts on all of these things.
Absolutely, because again, we're seeing these things probably, sleepy eyes or last minute or whatever. Because as soon as you text me, it's like, oh shit, I didn't know. I just immediately watched all 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that gets me in at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, I might have missed something.
Sure.
But, somebody with some fresh eyes and a fresh perspective, maybe they see something different or saw something different. Hey, comment, let us know what your thoughts. We'll go back and forth.
Absolutely. So if you saw it, what was your favorite episode? Episode 2, I think 4 is my favorite, like I said, but you said 2, and I really enjoyed 2, the Trojan War thing.
Yeah.
I think because of that, like that's a story that even me with my lack of geography knowledge and history and pretty much everything that's not comic related, you told me last week that Kansas isn't in Nebraska. I was like, holy shit, dude. I was going to book a trip to Kansas, Nebraska, and now I can't.
There you go.
But the Trojan War, the Trojan horse story is something I think most people are familiar with, at least, right? So to me, knowing that was a story and that it's almost like a what if, right?
Sure.
What if, the Trojan War happened in Marvel Comics and the, Wakandans were involved, or at least one of them. And I thought that was an awesome story. The fight with Achilles was amazing. Sure. Like that was some real good animation. And it was bloody too. Like, I mean, he literally cut his Achilles heel, Adrian. Yep. This was like a real live pun there. Yep. Is that why it's called the Achilles tendon? What came first? I don't know. It is. Okay. Yes. Chicken versus...
At least... as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm going to go with it.
Who knows?
You said it so confidently. I'm just going to go with it. So that's why it's called the Achilles heel. But that episode was a lot of fun. It was, and again, I agree with what you said about the animation. At first, it did look off. Like some of the faces of some of these characters, especially in the first episode, like why they look like, I thought they were Anunnaki at some points. Like, they coming back to
that head shaping shit, with the boards and stuff. I don't know.
But I don't know if the art style changed by episode or it just kind of grew on me. But by the end of it, it wasn't a distraction.
No.
And I think that, what did this, to answer my own question, because watching this, I'm like, dude, what's the purpose of this? I think it was to do some world building for Wakanda in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have limited exposure to Wakanda in the MCU.
Sure.
Black Panther, T'Challa debuted in Civil War. We saw a little bit of it there.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it in the first Black Panther movie. But even that, like literally just a couple locations. We haven't really explored this.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the atrocity called Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2.
Right.
And then in Infinity War, we had that battle in Wakanda, right? But we don't know much about the backstory, the history of this country.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see, I think that's one of the major purposes of this show, is to show you how deep, how far this history goes back, the tradition, the culture, and just how advanced they were from day one.
Right. Well, actually, I don't even think they went back. I think they chose a point in time to get up to the Killmonger thing. I think the whole objective was for people that saw the Black Panther to understand why Killmonger was in that museum, right?
Right.
And it had to do with these artifacts over time. They spread them over time. Now, it did not get into Black Panther at all on either episode.
Nope.
Right? So that means that they never showed the history of any Black Panther.
Nope.
Hell, so they were so far advanced. What was the first one? 1400?
It was
or
1260 BC.
Okay. So they were advanced in 1260 BC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we got to assume that they've had this technology for at least a few hundred years, even before that.
Yeah.
So where did all this shit come from to begin with? How did they even get started with all that stuff? So you're probably missing like a couple of thousand years when it comes to the Wakandan history.
Absolutely.
Altogether. So there's different aspects of it. But I think the point of this show was why was Killmonger standing in the museum? How did that axe get there?
Mm-hmm.
And you go back. And I think they did a good job telling that story.
Yeah. And there's so much more that they can do with this now. Like this, they could do multiple seasons of this. I would love to see some follow-up. Now, the first 4 episodes, this first season, is focusing on mostly the artifacts, but there's so much more to the Wakandan culture in Marvel Comics.
Absolutely.
Like there's multiple tribes. So to kind of answer your question, I just looked this up. This is the MCU's Wakanda. Wakanda consists of 5 tribes, 4 of which are united under the rule of the first Black Panther 10,000 years ago. So I would assume that they didn't have a Black Panther prior to the discovery of vibranium. I think that kind of goes hand in hand, I would assume. So we're talking at least 10,000 years that they've been messing around with this substance.
Sure.
So by the time we catch them in here, like you said, 1260 BC, they've had it for several thousands of years.
Absolutely.
So it's not crazy how advanced they were. What's crazier is how they were able to keep it under wraps for so long from the rest of the world.
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, the moon, the ocean.
Okay.
Cryptids. They can, secret societies can hide some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I would love to see them explore these different tribes. So you have the river tribe. They wear green clothes made from crocodile skins. Those are the ones that wear the lip plates. We've seen them in the movies. The mining tribe, they're in charge of the vibranium that's mined and stored. So we've actually seen them. The merchant tribe, they're responsible for trades, crafts, arts, clothing, pieces of art. They wear veils during trade to maintain anonymity. And the border tribe, they reside in the mountains, posing as farmers to deceive foreigners of the Wakandan wealth. So they're kind of like, they're the ones that breed the white rhinoceros.
Yep.
And then the 5th tribe is the one that doesn't subscribe. They kind of out on their own. That's the Jabari, the mountain tribe, with your boy M'Baku.
Right. Aren't they like the ape men or ape tribe or something?
They follow the white gorilla cult of the god Hanuman. And they're more traditionalist. They kind of isolate themselves in the mountains. So, and we've seen, like, I love that dynamic. That is,
Sure.
I guess, the one upside, or one of those few upsides of the Black Panther sequel is M'Baku's part in there, and the role that, the border tribe played, or the mountain tribe, the Jabari, actually did help them out in the long run against Namor with his little flappy feet, wings, things. But if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend. It was a fun watch. It kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I think I would rather watch this than What If.
Yeah. What If was, a bunch of disparate stories, where this was, you got the technology component, you got across the time component, you got the whole mission thing,
right?
But and be mad at it, but Black people everywhere, dude.
For real, dude.
Forever,
right?
Just everywhere.
Dude, I think What If is more like the creators said, like, what if we made these characters while we were on crack? And then this, I'm just thinking, dude. That's kind of the vibe I got from it. So, anyways, moving on. That is Wakanda. Oh, let's give it a score. So, out of 10, what would you rate these first 4 episodes?
7.5.
Yeah, that's fair. I was gonna say about a 7.
Yeah,
like it wasn't. I'm not. It wasn't X-Men '97.
Sure,
but it wasn't the fucking What If I made superheroes on crack.
Right. But I give it a little edge because it's unique in the story that 100%. It told.
Yep. All right, Adrian, it's about that time to get into our deep dive, our Weapon X. So I got some stuff prepared. I don't know what you got there, but we're gonna chop it up, as they say.
Let's do it.
This is how the podcast was created, right? We're just gonna get together and bullshit, and y'all are gonna listen and comment and talk shit and be upset or not, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. So, anyways, I did a deep dive with my friend ChatGPT, okay, and the Weapon X program actually dates back to the 1940s. It started long before it was called Weapon X. It was actually Weapon 1. And the Weapon 1 project is something that we're all probably familiar with. It, goes to that shield on the back wall right there. The super soldier serum. So Captain America was technically Weapon 1.
Okay.
In 1941, Dr. Abraham Erskine, heard of this fella? He's a German defector. He created the super soldier serum to fight back against the Nazis, Adrian. He was redeeming his previous work for the Axis. So he was, he's on their side. He left them. He wanted to do something to redeem himself, He was like Abe Lincoln, I had slaves, I'm going to free them now, but not mine.
So think about this, right? So the Germans had all these scientists. The Nazis had all these scientists. I think these cats just wanted to work. I mean, I'm not. They did some of them did some atrocious shit.
Absolutely.
But then after everything, after the collapse of this, collapse of that, basically America came in and scooped them up. However they scooped them up. So now you got the Werner von Braun, telling the movie directors how to fake the moon landing, stuff like that. But so. I think these guys just wanted to work because they did what they did for them. Yeah. But then they came, the United States called them together, and it's like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to do what I do here. Sure. I just want to cook. That's all I want to do. I just want to do.
That's all they want to do.
Let this man cook.
So he was cooking all right. He cooked up a super soldier serum. This serum amplified physical and mental traits to their peak. But he stressed it also amplified their morality. Okay. This is where
that's why we have the Boy Scout.
Absolutely. The subject had to be more.
So what's Superman's problem? Different universe. My bad.
Different universe, dude. So he really stressed that the subject had to be morally pure. And this is, we see the effects of this in other versions of the super soldier serum, which we'll get into, where the subject isn't as pure, right?
Oh no. We get to it.
Okay.
We got something that ties into the Weapon X and the Super Soldier.
Are you teasing Hidden Gem? Is that
what's going on here? The Hidden Gem.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. So Steve Rogers was chosen due to being selfless, brave, and pure at heart. He became Captain America, Weapon 1. moments after this success, dude, Dr. Abraham Erskine here was assassinated by a Nazi spy, Heinz Kruger, Freddy Krueger's uncle. I don't know if that part's true, but
I don't think that's
you don't think so? Okay, I could be, you gotta fact check all this shit. But Heinz Kruger, man, he assassinated him. And at that, the exact serum died with him.
Right.
So there's one person that got this true super soldier serum that this German defector, Abraham Erskine, created.
Correct.
There's others. They tried to, recreate it several times, which led to a lot of other people being, infected or improved or whatever.
Well, I mean, I don't think you got to go down each one because go look at the hidden gem.
Yeah.
Did a hidden gem on the super soldier serum.
You did.
Because there's a Russian one, there's a Stark one, there's,
Yep. Which we're not going to go through everyone because you can go back and watch that episode like Adrian said, but also it's not the only thing the Weapon X program was based on, right? That was just the first kind of go around. So the U.S. military, they scrambled, they try to recreate the formula, sparking decades of darker, twisted attempts, which you talked about. So Act 2, Weapons 2 through 9 here, okay? These were Desperation Breeds Darkness is what it's telling me here. It's like a little title there, dude. Cold War era. There was a lot of experimentation here. Weapon 2, they were trying to create animal hybrids. Unethical genetic splicing and cybernetic enhancements led to grotesque creatures like brute force. You ever heard of brute force?
No.
Me neither. But allegedly they're animal soldiers violently unstable. So that Weapon 2 was not a success, needless to say.
It's probably where you got like they call them the dogs of war, I think, but they basically werewolves.
Okay.
Military soldiers that were, spliced with wolf DNA supposedly or some bullshit.
Would you consider them grotesque?
When they turned and started biting into shit, yeah.
So that was Weapon 2, was not a big success, dude. Weapon 3, mutant amplification. This is where they force mutants through painful power amplification. Most subjects killed, survivors were left dangerously unstable. So even this one wasn't a major success.
So is that the one where they not only tried to amplify, if they knew that you had mutant powers, they would amplify, but also they would try to unlock potential latent mutant genes in you? So in other words, they snatch you off the street and, Mike, we're going to fucking laser your face. And if it grows back, you're a mutant. But if you don't,
you're just fucked. Yeah, probably. So that one didn't go over so well either.
I'm sure. It doesn't sound like it.
Weapon 4, symbiotes. They captured symbiotes. They discovered them on a secret space mission. And this, obviously ties into Venom, Carnage. And they attempt to harness these symbiotes, but they were halted rapidly as the host became dangerously unstable and uncontrollable. What a shocker, right? So that one went nowhere. Weapon 5, genetic and eugenic experiments. Secret unethical bioweapon testing targeted specific ethnic groups. What a shock here. This is where Isaiah Bradley comes in.
Yep.
Created the basis for his experiments, retroly dubbed Weapon 5, like in the comics. Bradley became a secret super soldier after Erskine's death, undergoing 4 serum experiments. Horrifically, Bradley was treated as expendable, imprisoned after his heroic missions, and hidden from history, which we see in they cite the Truth, Red, White, and Black 2003 comic run. And we see a lot of this in Captain America Winter Soldier show and in the movie Brave New World. So that one, not as successful either. Well, I guess depending who you ask, right?
Well, I think wasn't he like one of the only survivors of that round of super soldier serum?
I believe so.
And then not only was he, the only survivor, but then he was just tested after tested after tested after tested.
And then put in jail. Yes. Weapon 6, chemical enhancement. They developed addictive super drugs to create chemically enhanced soldiers. Here, take these fucking steroids so you go kick everyone's ass, but you need some more. And this is the basis for these experiments they kind of led to Luke Cage. So he underwent forced chemical treatments in Seagate Prison, which then produced his near unbreakable skin and super strength. But that came from this chemical enhancement program, essentially. Weapon 7, cybernetic soldiers. Experimentation with advanced robotics and cybernetics led to creations like Nuke. Frank Simpson, you familiar with Nuke? He is in, I think, a Daredevil Born Again comic.
Okay.
He was pumped with combat drugs, cybernetic implants, psychologically destroyed and violently uncontrollable. So almost like what we saw with what's the guy's name? Bullseye in the Daredevil show.
Right.
Right. Cybernetically enhanced, things like that. Weapon 8, psychic warfare, explored psychic abilities, mind control tactics, and psychological warfare, creating unstable, mentally fractured subjects, possibly tied to psychically traumatized assassins like Typhoid Mary, who also was a hidden gem at one point. So, I mean, dude, they're just creating all these ways to fuck with people, test things out, and through that created some superheroes or villains.
Did they do they distinguish over there like with the Russian ones versus the American ones?
No, because I didn't go into all the super serums. So this is just I think all of this is like the American.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, it's just us fucking shit up. Weapon 9, artificial mutants. So they attempted, I think it's what you're talking about, genetic alteration to create artificial mutants or replicate natural mutants' powers artificially. Many test subjects died or mutated grotesquely. A lot of grotesque things going on here.
Hey, that's what happens.
Similar tech and methods were used later on when the Soviets created Omega Red. Who that is, that was actually a hidden gem suggestion too, Omega Red.
Who was that?
Omega Red. Wow. Yeah, he's there's some cool comic. And actually in the X-Men animated series, there's a few episodes that feature him. He's been a long time Wolverine villain, among other people. But so he's basically not a real mutant. They turned him into a mutant.
He's a real mutant.
Okay. Wait, am I picking up what you're putting down, Andrew?
I think you are.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm not gonna spoil it though. I know nothing, but I'm just putting the pieces together, right? That is a true statement. I have no idea. You don't tell me who the hidden gem is.
I do not.
No. There's few times where we may discuss it earlier. Like when we did the Baxter building, I knew that was coming. But 98% of the time, I have no idea.
Right.
Okay. So if I just spoiled it, it was purely by chance. All right, Weapon X, dude, what we all came here for.
Let's fucking go.
The chat calls this the peak of cruelty. This is late Cold War era. Under the Department K, so this is Canadian intelligence. That's where this was created. Ruthless science.
Canada's with a C.
Huh?
Canada's with a C.
I don't know why it's called Department K, dude. Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
That's a good point, though. I know how to spell Canada. I'm not. We're Captain Canada, dude. So
charcuterie.
Yeah, did we figure that out? Is that how we say it? Charcuterie.
I don't fucking know, dude.
There was a Professor Thornton and a Dr. Always the Abrahams, dude. Abraham Cornelius, Abraham Erskine, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, there's always an Abraham in there. So their goal was to harness mutants to create the perfect killing machines using psychological torture, mind control, and invasive surgery. Sounds like a fucking phenomenal deal, right? Would you sign up for that?
I probably would not. But most people didn't have a choice anyway, so.
There you go. Yep. You know where I'm going. So Logan, how did Logan get involved? He was a mutant with a healing factor, made him the perfect test subject, right? If we're going to do some invasive surgeries and some torture, probably want someone that can heal so we don't kill him.
Right.
They kidnapped him. They subjected him to horrific surgeries without anesthetic. The adamantium was forcefully bonded to his skeleton. That's something that, it's almost like we are kind of numb to it because we've seen this origin so many times. But when you think about what he was put through to have the adamantium, bonded to his bone, it was insane.
And to think about this, so the adamantium goes between his muscle and the bone.
Right.
So his muscle had to grow on top of the adamantium.
Yep.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
So how did they even make that work? It wasn't just a, fusing process.
Right. No.
So something else organic had to be happening with the adamantium.
Yeah. I mean, he would, let's say they overlaid it and it ripped every piece of muscle off. Now he has to heal, right? painful as shit.
Right.
But, I don't know. We'll have to, we'll ask some experts on the subject.
Sure.
But either way, fucking traumatic and painful as shit, right? So he goes under extensive psychological trauma, whatever that, whatever that was, isolation, torture, and then they erased his memory, his identity, his humanity, really reducing him to a mindless weapon.
Correct.
Which is insane. And so he wasn't the only test subject, though, for Weapon X. Sabretooth's another one. Now, Sabretooth, it's kind of like the opposite of Captain America. He was already fucked up and ruthless. I guess he'd be the perfect one for this program.
Sure.
Victor Creed, he was a mercenary, an assassin, and Weapon X just made him more aggressive and dangerous, erasing his morality entirely.
Damn. Often
memory wiped and psychologically conditioned, feuding with Wolverine was kind of his main job, right? Then your boy Deadpool, Wade Wilson, he's another one. He was a terminally ill mercenary, desperate for a cure. He was recruited by Weapon X, tortured relentlessly in experiments trying to duplicate Wolverine's healing factor. So I think this is kind of like what you were talking about, trying to induce these,
correct, right.
These mutant genes, I guess. The experiment actually succeeded, but it caused a severe disfigurement, which we see, looks like a fucking black, or raisins are black, almost looks like a beige raisin. I mean, it's pretty fucking nasty, his face. Mental fractures, permanent insanity, spawning his chaotic persona. So, this little sidebar here. Remember Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool?
Okay.
He was all upset.
Right.
Now he's out there shitting on the Fantastic Four movie because he realized when you have a little bit of recognition with your name and you talk shit, people pay attention, right?
Okay.
So now he's out there. And not like, hey, I didn't like the movie, because he's literally, this movie is horrible and you can't believe, like, shitting on them for attention. Whatever. That's his own prerogative. But I forget who kind of had a rebuttal to, I forget who responded to him, but they pointed out the fact that the Deadpool that he created is nothing like the Deadpool we see on screen today, which happens a lot with characters,
sure.
right? Like his Deadpool was literally like insane, chaotic as fuck. But he didn't even really talk much. The whole Merc with a mouth thing was something somebody else added to the character.
Wow.
So a lot of so it just kind of drives home the point where, dude, you're butthurt because you weren't included. Motherfucker, they took your creation and improved upon it and turned it into something else.
Right.
Anyways, Deadpool, and then Bucky Barnes. So after World War II, Bucky, Winter Soldier, they thought he was dead, recovered by Soviet scientists, and he was subjected to Weapon Plus like procedures. So maybe not full Weapon X, but the cybernetic arm brainwashed him into becoming Winter Soldier, kind of paralleled the Weapon 7 methods. But and the thing is, it doesn't end, dude. Decades later, Weapon X program created X-23. Decades later, secret lab, they were trying to clone Wolverine using salvaged Weapon X DNA samples. So the reason why she's named X-23 is after 22 failed attempts, X-23 was successfully engineered. So they had this amazing creation, Wolverine. They're trying to duplicate it. They killed 22 people, and the 23rd one, dude, fuck it works, right? Yes, same type of shit, extreme trauma, forced training since infancy, systematic abuse, self-harm conditioning, and missions of murder. Eventually, she escaped, struggling with her identity, guilt, and redemption. And she actually ends up becoming Wolverine of the X-Men at some point in the comics. So, I mean, key themes here, a lot of physical torture going on.
Yeah.
The adamantium bonding with no anesthetic, that can't be fun. Invasive genetic and chemical treatments, cybernetic grafts, physical conditioning, whatever the fuck you can think of, they did. The mental manipulation's another big piece. I mean, they're big on erasing the memories of people. False memory implants, too. Like, you see that with Wolverine a lot, where he can't tell what memory is real and what's not, right? And they exploit vulnerable people.
Yeah.
Wolverine, Wade Wilson. There's racial injustices, the whole Isaiah Bradley stuff, prisoner experimentation, Luke Cage. But some of the big, moments here is Wolverine's escape. like it also created a lot of iconic moments in the comics, right?
Sure.
Wolverine's escape is something that even in the shittiest X-Men movies, they did a good job of. Deadpool's mental breakdown, Isaiah Bradley, being that forgotten hero, that was a great story. And then Winter Soldier's redemption arc went from, and some of these we've seen on screen already. We've seen most of these on screen.
Right. And to think that we wouldn't have probably any of this stuff if Kruger hadn't killed the original scientist.
Right.
I mean, we probably would have had a whole army of super soldiers.
Sure.
But you wouldn't have these specific individuals.
Yeah, it kind of did spiral the rest of this, right?
Because you got this thing out there. It's like, okay, so imagine you go to the moon, right? And then you lose all the technology of going of the single greatest feat that humankind has ever done, right? And then you spend decades trying to reproduce it, and you come up with these variants, and then you figure out that, hey, you can't do certain things because the Van Allen radiation belt, there's no air on the moon, little things like that.
Oh my God.
Or that.
Yeah.
So that's like the super soldier serum. It's like they created something, and the guy who came up with it got wiped out. So they came up, but they know they got something powerful.
Right.
So they trying to create these variants.
Yep. Yeah. Crazy, dude. I knew it was involved. Like I knew there was a lot to it, but I didn't expect all that.
Oh yeah.
Insane. Now, the crazy part is maybe not crazy. There's a lot of real life parallels in here too.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like, so super soldier serum. The Nazis, they tested performance enhancing drugs on troops. They had this Pervitin. It was like methamphetamine. They would give it to soldiers, and it would allow them to fight relentlessly without fatigue. Okay. So not a straight up super soldier serum, but my point is you see a lot of parallels in comics in real life, right? I think if they could have created a super soldier, they probably fucking would have.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I mean, they're always trying to come up with ways for soldiers to do more, faster.
Yeah.
All this kind of nonsense.
Absolutely. The Isaiah Bradley stuff, like, do they target certain races and experiment on them? 100%.
Yeah.
There's a whole Tuskegee experiment,
which
is, fucking ridiculous. This was from 1932 to 72. Almost 400 Black men were infected with syphilis.
Right. Well, it's not only that, but also in the prison system. They did all that bullshit. So it's a lot. I mean, there's still probably some level of experimentation going on.
Oh yeah. So the Weapon X whole memory wiping thing, we've heard about a lot of that with the MK Ultra project.
Yeah.
We talked about that on other stuff. Deadpool, so human genetic experiments. There's a real life parallel to Nazi experiments. This Joseph Mengele, maybe I'm sure I'm butchering his name. Mengele. Angel of Death, they called him. He conducted horrific experiments at Auschwitz on twins, prisoners, people with disabilities, exploring genetic manipulation, extreme body modification. They went under forced surgeries, transplants, like just trying shit. Let me cut your arm off and stick it on this person's leg, like just ridiculous shit.
Yep.
And he fled to South America after World War II. Never charged for that, dude. Ain't that some shit?
Of course not. I mean, when you think about atrocities like that, you think about, I don't know, maybe the Germans or Americans doing this shit. But there's other people like the Chinese. There's documentaries about those levels of experimentation. I mean, it happened. I don't know if it's still happening.
Right.
But I just don't understand. I guess I do understand. It's all about money. Like we talked about the SR-71 last week.
Yep.
And how that technology has trickled down into some things, but not everything.
Right.
All this medical advancement, all this medical testing that they've done over the centuries, why are we not further ahead? Or are we? Again, are they just placating us with the drugs instead of giving us the antidote? Do they already know how to make us live 200-300 years old, something like that.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past them. But, that's the real world stuff. And there's plenty of more, dude. Psychic warfare, they've tried. I mean, cybernetic soldiers, they've done shit with robotics. There's DARPA funds, advanced prosthetic limbs, like the Luke arm. There's all kinds of shit out there. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk about comics. And because, Adrian, this is Only Comics, where we discuss comics and only comics.
And there's some other stuff that we talk about too.
A little bit. But the Weapon X program, a big part of, dude, you could have a whole, just like we saw this Eyes of Wakanda series, you could do a Weapon X series very similarly.
Oh, yeah.
With a different episode, focus on a different part of the program, because there's so much, involved.
Right.
And I think, again, we've seen a lot of this on screen. It just wasn't in your face as Weapon X,
Right.
because of the, you got one universe here, one universe there. These characters can't cross over. But we've seen a lot of this.
Right.
So are you telling me, Adrian, that the Weapon X, this deep dive is going to continue later in the Hidden Gem?
It is going to continue.
Okay, all right. So anything else you want to add about Weapon X?
Nah, other than, again, these things they're horrific in the comics during this process, and those things that parallel the Weapon X program in real life.
Yep.
A lot of deaths, a lot of pain. But, supposedly there was some light at the end of the tunnel.
Sure.
We got the Captain America, we got the Super Soldier.
Right.
We got
Deadpool. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I what's a couple thousand people dying for those three, right?
Yeah,
Wolverine.
Right, yeah. Sure.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Who cares about those other people? They should have survived, right?
Oh, the Red Guardian.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Red Guardian.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, shit, the other ones that did, the first 22 that didn't make it before Laura, that's their fault, right? It should have been stronger, I guess.
I don't know.
Anyways, all right, well, that's the Weapon X deep dive. We'll continue that a little bit later in the Hidden Gem. Now, this is where we step in and we rectify something, Adrian. So I'm going full on Aliva right now, because Variety's list did piss me off. Now I know that being offended is a choice, right? So
sure.
I'm choosing to be offended at how fucking ridiculous their list was. Okay. So I got my own list, Adrian. So I got all 37 movies ranked.
Damn.
Now, this is just as of today. This could change, right? Sure. So I'm going to go through my list, and then when we wrap up, I'd love to get maybe your top 10, bottom 10 as well, to see how different those could be. So I'm going to start at the very bottom. It took a lot of thought. It really did. I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of content, too. We said a few weeks ago that Fantastic Four First Steps is a top 10 MCU movie. Now, going through this list, I'll tell you right now, it's not.
Right.
And I think there's some of what they call it, recency bias, maybe.
Yes.
I think I had a little bit of that, Adrian. I'm not gonna lie. But one thing I do know, this one was easy for me. The bottom, the absolute worst fucking movie in the MCU, in my opinion, is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Are you shocked by that selection?
No, I am not.
Okay. The second worst, number 36 for me, is The Eternals.
Really?
Yes. Are you shocked by that?
Yeah. I'm good.
Those two, I mean, dude, I don't even want to talk about them. They just pissed me off. Thor: The Dark World is number 35. This is one that I think got some redemption when they included the whole ether / reality stone in Infinity War Endgame.
Yeah.
But to me, that movie was an atrocity.
Okay.
Number 34 for me is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I think Kang was wasted in that movie. I think that the movie sucked in general. I mean, I said earlier I'm not a CGI snob,
right?
But when it's that bad, it's bad, and that movie was bad.
Well, I never saw it, so
that's good.
So first of all, this is probably going to be number 37 for me. It's got to be, because I didn't see it, right?
Okay,
but damn, the CGI was that bad?
It was bad, dude. It looked like there was this movie called Spy Kids with George Lopez. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's like a real bad, like straight to DVD movie from like 2005.
Yeah.
It looked like a recreation of that with the same CGI. So go look that up if you haven't. All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff. Number 33, still the bottom 10 here. Captain Marvel. This movie's bad, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I did not enjoy it. I enjoyed it more than those other shitty movies. But number 32 for me is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Movie was just like, why? Did you see that one, the second Ant-Man?
I did.
Yeah. Would that be in your bottom 10?
Considering all of these others, probably.
Okay. Number 31 is the Marvels. Now, this is where here's the other thing that to take in consideration with this list is there's a lot of good movies in here.
Mm-hmm.
More good than bad. So even the bottom 10, I think there's a disparity between 31 and 32. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, I don't ever want to see again.
Right.
The Marvels, I probably would rewatch this at some point. It wasn't horrendous.
You're right. It wasn't horrendous.
Like to me, that's where this gap starts, where we no longer have atrocities. Like all those 32 to 37, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Quantumania, Thor Dark World, Eternals, Love and Thunder. You could fucking delete those movies from Disney Plus right now. I would not be mad. The Marvels I thought was okay-ish.
Right.
So that's my number 31. Number 30 is Black Widow. This is a movie I just think it was not bad. I think the biggest thing this thing suffered from was the time that it was released.
Right.
You literally killed off this character in one of the most emotional moments in that movie, Endgame. Mm-hmm. There were several, right? You had the Tony Stark death, but that was a big moment. And then you're going to put her solo movie out like 2 years later. And it takes place before that. That was, I think, a major miss on their part.
Right.
Number 29, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I realize that I talk a lot of shit about this movie, but I don't hate this movie as much as some of these other ones. I do think there are some redeeming qualities to that movie. I know you're not a fan of Namor in this movie.
No.
I actually like Namor in this movie. I like a lot of the stuff with the other tribes. I don't like how quick Shuri becomes Black Panther. I think a lot of it for me is just, I think one of the dumbest decisions they ever made was not recasting T'Challa.
Absolutely.
And it's not out of, I don't think it would be looked at as disrespectful to Chadwick Boseman at all. No. I think it's more disrespectful to not recast the character and have that live on in his memory versus killing him off.
Well, they trying to replace him, with a white kid. So that's all that is.
I think Macaulay Culkin's going to play Black Panther in Doomsday.
The Home Alone one or the cracked out one?
Yeah, the cracked out one.
Yeah.
Number 28, Iron Man 2. This movie, and this is in that range of like, these aren't bad movies. They're just not the best of the best for me. Number 27, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Number 26, the first Ant-Man. Number 25, The Incredible Hulk, your boy Ed Norton. Much better than Mark Ruffalo. Can we bring him back in Brand New Day instead?
Right.
Number 24, Thor, the first Thor. Number 23 is Captain America, Brave New World. What do you think about that? Is Captain America, Brave New World better than Thor, the first Thor?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you would reverse that or have Iron Man 3, one of my favorite Christmas movies, Adrian. That's number 22. Number 21, Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. Number 20, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, number 19 is the midpoint here. I put Thunderbolts at number 19.
Okay.
Is it crazy to say that to hear me say Thunderbolts was better than Iron Man 2 and 3?
No.
Doctor Strange, the first one, is number 18. So now we're in my top 20. Number 17, Captain America, the First Avenger. Number 16, so here it is. Fantastic Four, First Steps. It is not a top 10 movie to me. It ain't a top 15, but it's a top 20.
Okay.
But we're getting into, as we said, the cream of the crop, Adrian, whatever the fuck that means. They're creaming all over the crop, Adrian.
They creaming while they humping.
Yeah. It's not hump day. It's Monday. It's Nga, Adrian. Making Mondays great again. So number 16, Fantastic Four: First Steps. Number 15, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Number 14, Black Panther, the first one. I know you're going to have that much higher than me. Number 13, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I actually realized we went and did a deep dive on this movie earlier this year.
Right.
Realized it is actually a lot better than we remembered it. Number 12, Spider-Man: Far From Home. Number 11, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Number 10, Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, I did put Deadpool and Wolverine over most of those movies. And that is that's a fun movie, dude.
Sure.
You know, like, is it as is a story as good as Age of Ultron, Spider-Man: Far From? No, but was it more fun to me? 100%. Number 9, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I do believe that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the best of the Guardians movies.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok, number 8. I absolutely love that movie. It's one of my favorite MCU movies, obviously. It's in my top 10. Number 7, the OG Iron Man. Number 6, Avengers Endgame. So this was Variety's number 1 movie, Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
I'm putting it at 6. I think it's phenomenal. I just think that we overglaze it a little bit because of the moments in that movie.
Yeah.
Would you say that that movie hits some emotional highs that most movies don't?
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Well, I mean, besides the action, besides the drama, I mean, you got to have some heartstrings being pulled.
Right.
You got to have it.
And they do that better than a lot of movies. But I think, not that I'm trying to provide an excuse or a reason, but the thing is, that movie, there was so much built into that movie. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a standalone movie. So I guess it had the ability to do that. It nailed it. But I think as a story, as a whole, there are 5 other movies in the MCU that are stronger. Okay. So number 6, Avengers Endgame. Number 5 is Captain America. Everybody glazes this movie so much and they call it number 1. They get mad at me when I don't, but The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
That great movie, phenomenal movie. That's one, and there's some on this list that are great movies in general, not just comic book movies. Mm-hmm. And that's one that, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a political crime thriller, pretty much.
Right.
But it takes place in the Captain America world. It's more grounded than a lot of these other movies. Bucky as the villain, I think, was phenomenal. Really good action scenes. Number 4, The Avengers, first Avengers. Is it crazy for me to say that that movie's better than Endgame? First OG Avengers.
It's not crazy, but slightly.
Okay. So you wouldn't agree. Well, we'll find out later. Number 3, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now we're in the top 3, Adrian. We are in the holy trinity of the MCU movies, in my humble opinion. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man: No Way Home's number 3. Number 2, I glazed the fuck out of this movie, Captain America: Civil War. Mm-hmm. I think it juggles so many different characters, so many different elements of this movie. They introduce 2 of the biggest Marvel characters in history, Spider-Man and Black Panther, are introduced into the MCU in this movie. Mm-hmm. They juggle the whole Cap versus Iron Man. They're continuing the story of Winter Soldier with Bucky being in this. They they give Anthony Mackie's Falcon some growth in this movie. I mean, I just think they did so many things right here. And number 1 movie of the entire MCU, in my opinion, is Avengers: Infinity War. Maybe I'm just a sucker for the villains winning, Adrian. I like Empire Strikes Back. I like when the good guys get fucked off a little bit, Mm-hmm. So Avengers: Infinity War, I think the snap is one of the best moments in the MCU history as far as just the impact that had on the MCU for a whole year, That's my number 1. So that is my list right there. I'm sure yours wouldn't have been identical. Do you think my list is better than Variety's, though? Would you at least agree with that?
I would agree with that.
What do you got there? You got your bottom 10, top 10?
I got some tops and I got some bottoms.
Okay.
How about that?
Let's start with the bottoms. Who's your bottom?
So let's see. The bottoms, I'm going to throw in... Well, I got to do Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania because I didn't see it.
Okay.
Actually, probably the only one on this list that I did not see. Let's throw in some Eternals.
Ooh.
Let's throw in Captain Marvel. Let's throw in not Ragnarok. Let's throw in
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. What else we got? And did I say Eternals? Yeah, I said Eternals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
Let's throw that in.
Okay. So similar to my bottom 10.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Out of my bottom 10, is there a movie that's in here that you don't think belongs in the bottom 10? So let me go through them real quick. Love and Thunder, Eternals, Dark World, Quantumania, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, The Marvels, Black Widow, Wakanda Forever, and Iron Man 2.
I actually like that Man and the Wasp. I would move that up a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe even Iron Man 2.
I figured
But I'm
that.
partial for
I figured
Iron Man
that.
2. So
that'd be like asking me about Batman. It's number one. It's number one. It's fucking number one.
There you go.
Nothing else is close.
Yeah.
All right. What about your top, Adrian? You got your top. What do you got? Top 3, top 5?
I'll just mention some tops and we'll go with that. So obviously the original OG Iron Man.
Yep.
The one that supposedly kicked everything off, but it should have been Blade. I would say probably 1 and 2 is that and Black Panther. Definitely, I'll do all the Avengers. I'll do all the Captain Americas. The first Thor. I actually liked Ant-Man. I wouldn't put it in top 10 though.
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Yep.
Well, I said all the Avengers, so
Yes.
that includes all that.
What would your number 1 be? I know it's the hard question.
My number
1.
one.
All of the MCU.
Oh, and I got to throw. I wouldn't even throw Deadpool and Iron Man in there because by the time you get through the Caps and my number 1, I would say would probably be Iron Man, the first one.
Okay.
Because of what it actually meant to me. It's not the most action. It's not the most. I think it was a transformational moment for Marvel.
Right.
So that's why.
And I mean, like anyone who doesn't watch our show regularly, you're a big Iron Man fan.
Yep.
Like always have been since you first were introduced to the character. I tell even to this day, as much as I'm a Marvel shill, Adrian, my favorite superhero is Batman, has been for a very long time.
Right.
I don't see anyone taking that spot. So I'm going to be partial to Batman content. But the fact that Iron Man was not the most popular Marvel character, for a long time.
Well, for you.
Okay. Well, to you, but I'm saying general, like back in comics, you would, back in the day, Spider-Man would be number 1, right? And then you'd probably have Hulk in there if we're talking Marvel comics.
Right.
But basing a cinematic universe on Iron Man, think about the rights. They sold the rights to Spider-Man and all these other characters. Nobody even wanted fucking Iron Man and the Avengers. Like, keep that shit.
Right.
But for you being a fan, like, did you ever think you would even see an Iron Man movie?
Dude, I'm there with the Wright brothers. I didn't think I was going to see pretty much anything.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to see, I'm looking out over the dunes and, the Wright brothers out there, doing this shit in the air. I'm like, wow. Even though they didn't actually even create the first airplane.
Definitely not.
But anyway.
But so it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And then they knocked it out of the park. Like, that movie made me an Iron Man fan.
Right. They most certainly did.
Yep.
And have been doing so ever since.
Yeah. So
but I also think they knocked out of the park with Blade.
Okay. I got that is gonna be on I've never seen that movie, dude.
Yeah, we're all surprised, Mike. We're shocked.
You're shocked? Is that your shocked face?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, all right. Well, let's dig into some comments. So that was our list, the better list, by the way. So someone reach out to Variety and get them to post my list in their spot because theirs fucking sucks. All right. You know who doesn't suck, Adrian, is the interns. We're going to shout out. We're going to respond to some comments, and then we're going to get into a Weapon X themed hidden gem as we wrap this show up. So Jay Shot It says, AWAB, brothers. AWAB, Jay Shot It. Adrian, we need to get Mike. Oh, here we go. We need to get Mike to watch Invincible. Definitely a good finally segment for Mike. That is a good one.
Yep.
You know what? I'm I'm gonna commit to that one.
Okay.
So I did the MonsterVerse thing, right? Went through that. Y'all heard my thoughts on that. I am going through Peacemaker. I got a couple episodes left, but the next I'm gonna watch Invincible.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna promise you I'll have it done by next week but maybe I'll do a season at a time. All right, so he says, extremely excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day because speaking of favorite characters, Spider-Man is Jay Shottett's favorite characters.
Okay.
All right. It's rumored Tombstone, Tarantula, Scorpion, Mr. Negative, etc. will appear. With that being said, I think a montage of some street-level Spider-Man villains that aren't going to be used much in the future would be awesome. That's a good point. So all these characters are rumored, but a good way to kind of bring us up to speed to this version, of Spider-Man now that some time has passed, do some type of montage like they did in Fantastic Four. Because that showed us, introduced to the Mole Man, Giganto, whatever the fuck his name is, but it gave you an idea of who they were without going through 40 minutes of origin. So I'd be down with that. Jay shot it. All right, Maple Grove, AWAB, guys, happy Mike and Adrian Day, even though it's not. Yes, we did try to make it Mike and Adrian Day last week. I think today's Mike and Adrian Day. What do you think? Every Monday?
Works for me.
That's what you said, so I'm going with it. You haven't lied to me yet.
Any day I wake up is my day. Anytime we can talk about comics, it's Mike and Adrian
There
Day.
you go. Yes, I love it. Naples says, I'm going to Dublin Comic-Con this Sunday. Awesome. And I'm going to meet Vinny D, Kingpin. I'll update y'all. Yeah, ask him if he's going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Tell him Mike and Adrian want to know. I'm sure he'll give you an answer. Also, for live stream times, if you did Friday evening, that is probably Friday morning for me so I can join while working. Yes, there you go. We won't get you fired, though, I promise. Well, I can't promise that. But and he says, also, if Larfleeze can get a hidden gem, what about Dakin, Akiro? Oh, that's Wolverine's son. Dakin?
Let me go through the... the
49 of them.
No, the Hulk incestuous family tree first.
Oh shit!
The fuck is Dakin?
He's Wolverine's son, dude.
No, it's so Wolverine's son. I mean, but what's going to be the hidden gem other than the fact that he has a son?
I don't know. He's a pretty badass character according to Maple Grove.
All right, I tell you what, Maple Grove. I'll check it out. And we'll see.
Oh, you're going to preview it yourself
right.
first. Okay. See if it passes the test.
There you go.
The Adrian Hidden Gem test. Bro Man Williams, what's up, Mike and Adrian? What's up, bro? Where the fuck you been, bro, man? AWAB, bro, I'm getting excited for Spider-Man because my boy Scorpion is back. Yes. About time Marvel actually pays off an end credit scene. Yeah, it was an old one. Speaking of end credit scenes, at that end of that credit scene when Vulture is talking to Scorpion, if you watch inmates walking past, one of them is WWE wrestler Austin Theory. That is right. I did see a video on that. I wouldn't have remembered it, though, if you didn't mention it. Fun fact, I'm rushing this comic because I'm at work, not supposed to be on my phone. I lied and told them I was going to take a shit. Love it, dude. Love it. Sons of Sekmat, question for the Only Comics professors. Oh, what is the oldest comic you have? Is there one that is like your prized possession? The oldest comic I have, it's not going to be that impressive. I have the Year One originals. So it's like a 4-issue Batman Year One, which I want to say is like probably 70s, 80s. So I don't have anything that old. You got anything that predates that?
I was just trying to sneak on my app.
Oh, your app to find
it. What is it? CLZ Comics.
Yep. Okay, while you do that, I'll go through some. You let me know when you have it. All right, let's see. Scroll down. Slappa, AWAB, my guys. Hat game is strong. Yes, Mike. The setup with the Doom mask was fire. And did y'all say Diddy auditioned for the X-Men? Dude, when he saw those black fucking suits, he was all over it. But I think they wouldn't let him use the baby oil on set. I think that's what happened. Y'all cooked those ABCs online. Yes. They find it cool to hate on Marvel. That's why more people should listen to you guys. You're real, and fucking speak the truth. I agree with that. Adrian said it was perfectly Marvel. Adrian said it perfectly. Marvel's putting pieces of a puzzle together. Some of these things won't hit, but it's to build something greater. Secret Wars. That's a good perspective. Adrian, I'm on a mission after Psycho Man to find you a great hidden gem. Oh, he's the one that suggested Psycho Man that you didn't like, so he's trying to redeem himself. I suggested Mojo and Magic, but since I'm Australian, I'd also like to see a Marvel Aboriginal Aussie hero called Manifold. Okay. Sony needs to give Marvel permissions to use Kingpin in movies. You're fucking right, they do. Do you guys think Punisher will get his war suit and Spider-Man to fight Hulk? Probably. He should. Question for my guys. I know after Black Adam it's unlikely, but would y'all want to see The Rock in the MCU, and as who? Dude, I saw rumors about, we talked about this here, him playing Apocalypse, which I actually think he could pull off.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anyone else
he's massive anyway.
Yeah, he's big anyways. Right. And now with the motion capture and stuff, but the thing is, I'd like to see, even though he's big, I'd like to see it like the Thanos treatment.
Sure.
Where they absolutely make him a Titan. Right. You know?
Thanos and not the Ruffalo Hulk.
Yes. Anyone else you think The Rock could pull off from a size? Black Panther.
No. No, not off the top. I mean, you would think that actually why don't they revise what's his face? Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse, the first mutant in X-Men. Apocalypse. Yeah. Right? Revise him and get him just do a redo on that shit, because that was atrocious.
Yep, 100%. I mean, he's bald. What if he plays Professor Xavier? You know, big old Jackson. No. That's not going to work. What characters should get a Werewolf by Night / Punisher short movie treatment? Dude, I think a lot of them. Like, you know, the one-offs. Like, we had the Werewolf. Like, why did they waste it on Werewolf by fucking Night?
Like, who even heard of it?
Exactly. One of the best ideas they had was doing one for the Punisher. I mean, dude, there's so many. I'd love to see a Hulk one-off. Hulk maybe doesn't need his whole full movie, but I'd love to see a Hulk one-off. I would love to see Gambit. I'd love to see a Rogue one. I mean, there's literally a million of them. But I think Gambit, I think Hulk would be cool. Okay. He says maybe Squirrel Girl. No, I'm good. I'm good on the Squirrel Girl. Captain Canada. Speaking of Canada, Adrian, Department K here. AWAB, sup, fellas? I watched the standalone Fantastic Four review you guys got out watching the film, and it was well received all around. I was so happy they did Galactus right. Yes, finally. And Franklin would be a treat to watch as he grows and develop his powers. Absolutely. We should have a teenage version of Franklin by the time Secret Wars hits, because he can age himself up, right? Yeah,
but by the time that comes out, probably will have a teenage person, Franklin.
Correct. The studio vibes are looking better, he says, Adrian. So all this stuff is paying off. See that? Loving the Wolverine claws. I'm shocked you guys didn't get the $100 Galactus bucket. Well, so reason why I didn't, what I learned is these buckets are exclusive to certain theaters.
Okay.
So the Fantastic Car was exclusive to Regal, and the Galactus bucket was exclusive to AMC. Oh. The problem is the AMC one we have around here is ran by crackheads, only fucking allows crackheads in, and smells like crackheads. Wow. So I don't want to go there. The floor's sticky, the chairs are broken. It's a fucking atrocity.
Damn.
It's the Thor Love and Thunder of the movie theaters. Anyways, he believes that Variety magazine should shut the fuck up. Yeah, I agree with that. Focus on fashion and gossip, leave the MCU to the pros. Yes. Namor Hidden Gem would be dope. I need to know how he got to sue for a stint. He just wants the Namor tea, bro. That's all he wants. Let's see what else we got. A couple more before we move on. That dude Pablo. Oh, we got OG Dirte. He says, Mike, I know you saw Brock Lesnar. Yes, I saw Brock Lesnar pop out on Cena at SummerSlam. And that dude Pablo, I think I know the answer. I've been a follower for a bit. Do y'all get down with Sandman on Netflix? I've not seen Sandman. Have you seen Sandman?
Excellent movie.
Really?
I've been trying to get some shit out of my way so I can watch season 2.
Okay, the final season just came out.
Yeah.
And it's not part of the DCU, but worth a watch. I saw a rumor too that they were at one point talking about a Batman cameo in this at the end, but I guess it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, before we move on, so the oldest comic I have,
yep.
Believe it or not,
The Invincible Iron Man. Oh, against the Submariner.
Yep.
Namor. No shit.
So 1970.
Damn, okay.
Is issue of the Iron Man Volume 1, the Doomland, the Dying Sea, featuring Namor.
Yep.
So that's the oldest comic I have. What else? Only have that. See, you got some 75s, some 76, some 77s. Yeah, I mean, it goes up after that. But I mean, most of my stuff is 80s.
80s. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Cool. One Spotify comment here. Mimo Garcia says, can't wait for the battle of the Spidey suits next week. Well, unfortunately, due to time, you're going to have to wait one more week. So next week, Adrian, we're going to have a battle of the Spider-Man suits from the live action movies. But right now, what we're going to do is we are going to get into a Weapon X hidden gem, Adrian. Who is the hidden gem?
All right. So for time, I'm kind of breeze through this. But, I mean, you kind of know the story. This is a Weapon X cat. This was a suggestion. So this week's hidden gem is Omega Red. Arkady Rossovich, Russian. So this is the Russian version of the Super Soldier Serum. However, he was also a mutant, a budding mutant. But so I think our interns like the sketchy side. I mean, of people, because this dude, fucking, so serial killer, right? Let's just put that out first, right?
Yeah.
So even before his mutant powers emerged, his family was afraid of him, right? Because he would go around mutilating animals. Couple of homeless people came up
Jeffrey
missing
Dahmer
and shit. I don't know what he was doing with them, but he was definitely mutilating them.
Okay.
People. So that was his thing. So his brother turned him in because it just got bad. So he ended up going to the Russian army, the Spetsnaz. But even while he was in the army, he continued his shit, right? He would sneak off, kill people, went unnoticed until... So the quickest way to get caught is, if you're in the general population, you can get away with some stuff because everybody's a suspect. But when you get isolated and things are still happening, the 9 other people around know they didn't do it. So it's going to narrow down pretty quickly. And that's pretty much what happened to him. So he was, he got assigned to pretty much a camp with a bunch of specialized guys, and they realized this stuff was happening because he was going out in town, killing kids, all kind of shit. He just had a love for death.
Damn.
And the army actually executed him. But it didn't work.
Oh, shit.
So like, let's try the Super Soldier Serum on him. But
so wait, they tried to execute him before they gave him the serum?
Yes.
And it didn't work?
Correct.
Okay, so he was a mutant.
Yes.
Okay.
So his powers actually kept him alive, kept him from actually dying, right? So, but before they could get to him, start experimenting on him with the Super Soldier Serum, he escaped, went off into Europe, continued his shit, and he went through a whole bunch of other people, right? Killing people, so on and so forth. So, then he got into... So he ran across Eric Lechner's radar. Eric Lechner sent this private investigator out to take care of him permanently. He actually wouldn't do it at first, but then Rossovich killed somebody he cared about. So then he tried to kill him. That didn't work.
Yeah.
But he did capture him, turn him back into the authorities, KGB. And then that's when they got into the Super Soldier Serum stuff. So they kind of gave him the Wolverine treatment. They wanted to increase his healing factor, things like that. But they also, they gave him not claws, but tentacles made out of carbonadium.
Okay.
Carbonadium. It's a kind of a knockoff adamantium. It's a little softer, more pliable, but just like the adamantium in Wolverine's body, it was killing him.
Got it.
Now, here's the trick though. So the tentacles he can use as weapons. He can like stab you with it. But what he would do mostly is he would wrap you with the tentacles. Because let me step back. So he had what's called a death factor. He would basically drain your life force. He was basically a vampire.
Okay.
And he needed, so when they put this carbonadium in him, just like the adamantium, it was killing him. So he had to leech the life force out of people every once in a while just to maintain his life force. but also it can extend his life or increase his healing. So he was so much like a vampire that I'll get to that later. Well, in order to stabilize the carbonadium from killing him, right? There was this synthesizer that Wolverine, Sabretooth, and Maverick stole or recovered or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's how he got involved or started chasing after Wolverine for years. He was trying to get this machine because it basically stabilized the material that the carbonadium was made out of in his body. So he didn't need to feed as much, but he still needed to feed. So during this time, he met up with, the king of vampires, Dracula, right? And Dracula helped him find that synthesizer. But in order to make sure that this cat stayed in line, Dracula put a bomb in that bad boy. So if anything happens, then he'll be able to take care of that.
Yeah.
But so he could, so his powers were obviously, so he had this death factor. So he basically emitted spores. And if you're in close proximity, depending on your health, you die within a couple seconds. But if you're like a Wolverine, you could probably survive, or you could survive for hours or days.
Yeah.
But basically, the average human, you would basically die. He could emit these things and you would die. Well, he absorbed the powers of one mutant, and it got to the point where he didn't need to actually emit the spores. But what he would do was he would wrap you with those tentacles, and through the tentacles, he would absorb your life force.
Oh, shit.
Now, he can absorb the entire life force of one person, or he could absorb, tiny amounts of life force from multiple people. So if he didn't want to go the killing route, which his history shows that wasn't a factor for him, he didn't really give a shit, right? So he can either do one or the other one. So he basically, like I said, absorbed the life force, superhuman strength. Initially, he could do like 10 tons, but then he absorbed the power, energy of some unnamed mutant. He was shown capable of lifting roughly 50 tons. Yeah. Now, the thing about it is that his strength level is pretty much unlimited based on whose power he absorbs. Then, of course, with that, because of probably a combination of the fact that he can absorb people's life forces and the super soldier serum, right? He has the typical stuff like the Captain America, the stamina, the durability, the reflexes, things like that. Then, of course, the healing factor. Now, because of his military background, excellent military tactician, hand-to-hand combat, weapons, so on and so forth, he's able to hold himself against, the likes of Cable, Iron Man, even Wolverine. He wears this specialized suit that he got from the forces that, can withstand the onslaught of Wolverine up to a certain point. Once Wolverine really gets in there, he'll take him out.
Yeah.
But his big thing is this synthesizer, so that it can kind of keep him at bay. Give him the good carbonadium instead of the bullshit that's leeching his own life force away. Yeah. So that he doesn't have to go out and drain other people's. But basically, fucking serial killer, right? With the perfect power,
hell of a guy,
to kill people, enhanced with the super soldier serum and carbonadium tentacles to kill more people. How psychotic can you get?
Yeah. Sounds like a hell of a guy, Adrian. Holy shit.
Fucking, between him and Sentry, how low him, Sentry, and Booster Gold. I got to do a top 10 fucking douchebag hidden gem.
We just did the list of top movies. So right? You could do the top 10 and then the bottom fucking 10. There's a lot of douchebags in comics, Adrian.
But in fun fact, he was one of the only mutants to survive M-Day.
Really?
Yep. He kept his powers after M-Day.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because there was only a handful.
Right. And and the serial killer is the one that keeps
his
powers.
Of course. Oh shit.
Not that his powers had anything to do with the serial killing. He was doing that before.
Right.
But the enhanced serial killing That shit's crazy.
Damn. Wow. So that it would basically be like taking Jeffrey Dahmer, making him a badass soldier, and giving him fucking mutant abilities.
Exactly.
Well, Omega Red, a guy you don't invite to the cookout. Okay. So that. All right, Adrian, you know what's next? You know what we wrap up with every single week? Agree to disagree. This is where we educate the folks, Adrian. We teach them how to be more like us and less like them, okay? That's how it works. And
yes, wipe your own self out. Put Mike and Adrian in
because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No, you do sometimes. But hey, it's all in fun, Adrian, right?
Sure.
But this is where I'm going to throw out 10 of my opinions at you right now. And you're going to let me know in your opinion if you agree or disagree. So, are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Number 1, Fantastic Four First Steps is actually not a top 10 MCU movie. Like I said a few weeks ago, it's top 20.
Like we both said a couple of weeks ago. And I agree.
Yes. And people always like, you better come back and say change your mind. Dude, listen, if we change it, we'll let you know.
Right. Shit, I just changed my mind just now, right before I was going to say what I was just going to say.
That's just how we're feeling today. Tomorrow it might be top 5. You never fucking know.
Yeah, it won't be top. It won't be that.
No, it won't. All right. Number 2, Infinity War is better than Endgame.
Dude, everything's a blur. I'm just going to say yes.
Okay. The first Avengers is better than Endgame.
The first Avengers is better than Endgame. Sure.
Okay. Variety's MCU list sucks, and mine is better.
Yes. You got to stop that sucks. Bro.
Okay. And mine is much better, though.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the best of the Guardians movies.
I agree.
Okay. Thor Love and Thunder is the worst MCU movie of all time.
But we're not including like the other shit. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. With Eternals right behind it.
Right.
Right behind that motherfucker. You know what?
But Eternals was actually worse, but I think Thor Love and Thunder was more disappointing bad than just bad.
All right. But you would say Eternals is worse. So we're going to backtrack. You're gonna disagree?
No, I take that back.
Okay.
I take that back. Yes.
It is.
Thor Love and Thunder, the worst MCU movie ever. Yes.
With Eternal, like, you know when someone's tailgating you, they're right on your ass?
Right.
Eternals is right there.
Right.
Right. It's looking like, yo, I'm about to pass. It's trying to pass. It's trying to be worse. Eyes of Wakanda was better than What If?
Eyes of Wakanda, yes.
And you can no longer say that DC is better than Marvel with their animation.
That is correct.
I think Marvel took the crown, dude.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yep. The same thing. They're right behind them. But for the longest, though, like, DC killed it in animation. But I think with these recent shows, starting with, you got X-Men 9, even What If, some people love What If.
Sure.
I'm not crazy about it, but
there are some good episodes.
There are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But when you go X-Men, well, first of all, the Spider-Verse movies are some of the, in my opinion,
that's top tier.
Top tier.
That's I don't think the Spider-Verse movie should be even included in the DC animation comparison.
No, they don't have an animated movie that's anywhere close to as good as either one of the Spider-Verse movies. Nope. But then you go with their animated shows now, X-Men 97, phenomenal. Your Friend in the Neighborhood Spider-Man, way better than I think anyone expected. Right. That one was really good. And now with Eyes of Wakanda, I'm putting their animation above DC's.
Now, how would you rank those last 3? Eyes of Wakanda.
Yep.
Spider-Man. X-Men 97 and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
X-Men 97 is number 1, Spider-Man number 2, Eyes of Wakanda number 3.
I agree.
Yep. Very close though, not like, drastic. And then last but not least, y'all care way too much about box office numbers. It's actually kind of weird. You don't fucking work for WB or Disney, so shut the fuck up. I know it's a lot.
I don't I agree.
Okay.
I don't understand how that's even a thing.
Right.
I mean, I don't even think about movies. I don't even really think about the numbers and the only reason I do is because we talk about it.
Unless it's in an article.
Right. So whatever. Like
who does it impact you personally if one does, but it probably impacts us more than anything because if one does well, they're going to make more content. So we have more shit to talk about.
Sure.
But and I'm talking to the people like, that's why that movie bombed. Why are you excited about a Marvel movie bomb? Aren't you a fan?
Well, the same reason that the guy that, or the person that doesn't have a job wears a fucking New York Jets fucking shirt, know all the stats,
right?
And
true.
In the the only power he's got is the solar panel with the extension cord outside, because he can't afford to do nothing else.
Well, it is what it is. And then, anyways, what y'all should do now, though, since you sat here and listened to this whole thing, is if you're not already subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Go to our YouTube. Go to
turn the power on for that.
Absolutely. There you go. Yeah, turn the little bell on so you get a one of these when we drop a video. And support Only Comics because, Adrian, we are the best comic podcast out there, right? So I think that's fair.
Absolutely.
It's been a fun week. Actually, let's go to our wide shot. Go ahead, I'll let you take it away. We're fighting over control here, Adrian. We're all these upgrades, dude. I'm passing it back to you. It's like a hot potato,
Next week, you're going to come in. We won't be able to see our face and shit because we're going to be surrounded by screens and touch buttons.
For real,
and all kinds of shit. I saw this podcast at one time. Just single guy.
Yeah.
He had like 10 screens in front of him, a couple iPads, a couple of, it's just, I'm like, dude, why do you have so much shit around you, with one mic? It gets ridiculous.
It does.
But we're working hard to make this more entertaining,
absolutely,
more enriching for your life.
Yeah.
And if we get some more toys, then we get some more toys.
That's going to be like a game here, like spot what's on the table. Like, because there's going to be different shit every week. Because this is only, we got bags of shit here, like pop vinyl. I have boxes of pop vinyls at my house from like 15 years ago.
Wow.
Like some old original X-Men ones and shit like that I'll dig out at some point. But it'd be like a fun game here. Do so much stuff, we'll just alternate it.
Right.
So anyways, but Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
And guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys watching, commenting, sharing, subscribe, whatever. And shout out to the interns. You know where to find us. Next, couple days, we'll be back on Hump Day with some other stuff, Adrian. I'm doing the cell phone deep dive.
Okay.
I got pictures of just about every milestone in cell. Dude, it's gonna make you feel old. And you're gonna be like, I used to use that motherfucker to talk. Holy shit. Wow. You got some stuff too.
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Couple things. So stay tuned. How do you do that? You join our membership, become a Legion of Intern member for all of $4.99 a month. You get this podcast a little earlier, and you get a whole nother podcast called Other Stuff. But anyways, we appreciate y'all checking us out. Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next week right here on Only Comics.
Peace.